everyone, this is Joe from Joe's Super Cool Food Reviews. I'm back! That's today's intro. And I did that for two reasons. The first reason is because it's been a long time. It's been over a month since the last episode where we talked about Shrek with MC Chungus, and also because Joey's World Tour is a food review channel, and I currently have a sandwich, and I haven't had lunch yet, so I'm very hungry. So there's a double meaning to that intro. I'm sorry, this is the podcast. I'm Astile Doherty. This is a special episode because it's been a long time, and I have more than one guest with me today. So, okay.
Can they hear you?
I think she's having mic problems.
Dude, should I just go then?
Sure.
What's up? I'm Faisa. I have an Instagram. I do art at Faisa Awoke. Follow me. That's not my actual last name. It's a joke. Howdy.
Cool. And yeah, and this is also interesting because this is a person who I have no affiliation with whatsoever. Whereas
yay, strangers.
I've somewhat known previous guests, and that's been fun. So this is a new experience for me. And of course we have Mia with us. So say hello.
Hi.
Ooh, what's up? So yeah, the three amigos or the three stooges or whatever other trios are in existence.
Three musketeers.
Yeah. I forgot about the Musketeers. Nice one.
Yeah, they're like the most iconic ones, so you gotta pay respect. So what's the topic of today? Let's get it rolling.
What are we gonna start with?
Yeah.
Well, we all have. I was under the impression that everyone had their own topics in mind first.
I wanted to So should I go first, or are you gonna go first? Or...
Whatever you want, dude. You go first.
Okay. I wanted to talk about celebrity YouTube culture because of the drama.
That's a hot topic right now.
Yeah,
spicy.
It's relevant, and I think it's interesting to talk about because of the way especially our generation has kind of grown up putting these people on such a pedestal and giving them attention when we probably shouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
In cases.
Yeah. Well, because I think the main problem with that is what people on the internet don't realize is that negative attention is still attention. So even when you're going on a video to just dislike it and leave a nasty comment, you're still kind of feeding into it. You're just kind of doing it on the opposite end of the spectrum, and that person is still getting the click, so they're kind of winning at the end of the day, when the important thing to do is to kind of just ignore it and just pretend like it doesn't exist, you know?
Yeah.
And I think, a lot of them know that, so they try and do controversial things on purpose.
Well, like avocado.
I mean, outrage is a pretty, big business, because... let's be real, not everybody who's famous is talented. That's not a talent. That's just how it is. No, some people are just famous just of, controversy. People like Nikita Dragon, I don't know what the fuck she does. But, I'm gonna say this.
It's true.
It's true. I don't know what she does. Does she have a business? Does she have a job? I don't fucking know. But the only times I ever hear about her is when she's like, oh my god, she's wearing a do-rag, or oh my god, she's teaching black people how to be black. It's mate. Yeah. Relax.
I feel like
I don't know who that is. Who is this person?
Oh my god,
YouTuber person. But I feel like that community is not as popular as it used to be. I feel like it passed its peak. So they're trying to other ways to generate views and attention.
I guess so.
Yeah, BeautyTube isn't as it's not as marketable as it used to be though. Oh shit! Wait, we're talking about celebrities. The beautiful mess of Shane Dawson and Tati and Jeffree Star. Oh
god. I love how people keep calling James Charles a terrible person. I get he's young and he said some retarded things.
I saw that like 19 or whatever. I don't know.
I don't fucking
When-
know.
He's not that far from our own age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've said and done some pretty stupid shit, and I'm pretty sure I'll continue to do so until I'm 19. Like, it's not like a war crime or anything. Like,
it happens.
He's not almost 40 and trying to fucking destroy someone over gummy bears.
Embarrassing. Oh,
she can twist the situation all she wants to, but at the end of the day, you know,
she still does need to take some responsibility in the fact that was not needed and very stupid.
she needs some vitamins. That's what she needs.
I'm gonna lie, I haven't watched her new video.
Neither have I.
Oh, I haven't either. But
Well, for those of you wondering, did you really think that we would be fucking stupid enough to actually sit through that? Like,
that's like 50 minutes of like fake tears and it was manipulated.
It's just life. You're never gonna get back.
Yeah,
that's it. If you sit through it, it's a piece of your life is just gone, and it'll never come back. You know?
Yeah. In that time, 5 times over.
Yeah, you could watch paint dry.
Okay. Hot take. I'm not defending Tati when I say this. I'm not defending her, right? Mm-hmm. But it's so just the idea of like Jeffree Star and like Shane Dawson like orchestrating it and then it having like flip back on them is just delicious.
Yeah, I've never really been a fan of Shane Dawson. Like,
yeah, he's a creep.
He annoys me. He said he wanted to have sex with a 12-year-old Willow Smith. And hey, look, he's saying the N-word, but he's doing it in front of a black person, so it's funny. Haha.
Yeah.
Haha, racism. Haha, Shane Dawson. Haha, I'm so cute and gay. Haha.
Here's the thing, right? I hate this. I used to watch his like food videos. like yeah, it's a dog pasta.
We can't be friends anymore. I'm so sorry.
Throw me off the chat. I'm sorry. No, I used to. Okay, when I say I used to, I mean like 2 years ago. I used to watch like his food like smoothie videos because I don't know, shit looks good. And then when shit got weird with the whole pretending to have a son shit, it was not it.
I can't say that anything he's done has really annoyed me. I just don't like him. Like I never watched the Jake Paul documentaries because again, it's just time in your life you're never gonna get back.
I watched those. What? Yeah, they're not good. I was bored.
Do you like how he was chatting shit about Jake and Erica's relationship in one episode, and then 2 episodes later he's like, hey, I wonder why people think you're fake. Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's because I was the one that was saying, oh my god, that looks so fake. Like, oh my god. Fuck off.
Feeding drama to make yourself relevant. That's what the game is right now.
I think the funniest bit for me has probably been his response to the situation. Like, you don't Instagram live your response. Like, that's what's...
You actually went, let me go watch his live real quick.
Wait, did you actually see it while it was live?
I didn't. No, I've seen people have like recorded some of it.
Oh,
because I don't need to. I'm not that invested.
Yeah.
But it's people are making reaction images of it because it's like there's one clip of like Tati says something and then they pull the video and then he's like, she's fucking lying.
Oscar.
I love his response. It's so good. Oh my god, I can't take this anymore. Oh my god, it's just, no, okay, she's saying this, she's saying that. Oh my god, you guys are saying all this shit at me. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Oh my god, I can't take it. Oh my god, my stress. Oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Yeah, eights are beefing with each other. That's what it sounds like.
I'm not even joking when I say he's using his somewhat typically homosexual personality to make it more entertaining. I would not be surprised if he was doing that on purpose.
He's making himself like a walking stereotype. You know what I mean? Like,
because he doesn't really look. I know I haven't watched that much of his things, but from what I've seen, he doesn't really have that much of a solid personality.
It's weird, yeah. It's not it. His personality is just like
gay.
Ooh, I'm doing a thing. Yeah,
his personality is gay.
Like it's being gay and self-deprecating jokes, and I like it, but like not all the time.
I'm the gay person that is gay and makes self-deprecating jokes. I can see that he's turned it up to like 11 for the views.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Too much.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's wild.
Oh well.
Internet persona almost.
I thought you were gonna say
And I
internet pussy.
want to talk about the tatty problem, but isn't really going to address all the.
Okay.
Oh, wait, we should probably talk about Jeffree Star too. Like, he ain't clean.
Is he not?
he ain't clean.
I know
He's
very
brothers too.
I know very little about Jeffree Star. Please educate me.
Oh.
Basically, right. So, oh my god, I hate the fact I've watched these documentaries made by shit. I hate it.
You're knowledgeable.
Yeah.
I know about it. I'm like, I don't even like BeautyTube. That's the thing. I just thought they were interesting. Anyway, yeah. So Jeffree Star, right? He was famous on MySpace for a while, and his whole persona was that he was an angry gay. Wild.
Whoa.
He had a music. Whoa, edgy.
You know, he's spicing it up.
I've never met an angry gay person. That is interesting.
Then he had a music career.
No,
Okay.
Yeah, it's like punk gay. If I had to describe like punky. Yeah, like super 2000s. Anyway, so then he had a music career, and then he took that money from that career, and then he turned it into a company, which now does makeup, whatever. Now he's super rich, and like became friends with Shane, and then they've started this whole fucking mess.
Also,
This whole mess.
I know from, this is only me taking what I've read online. I don't know everything, but from what I've seen on Twitter and people's screenshots and whatnot, my man's was problematic from day one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like screaming at black women to like bleach themselves with like battery acid or some shit. It's wild.
There's photos of him like back in the day with a Confederate flag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
And his
So
old
bad.
band, one of them was like a nonce. So
Oh
Well,
no.
That's a guy I want to support and be friends with, and be on good
so
terms
it's
with.
like he has a pattern of befriending racist nonce.
Yeah, it's
Birds of a feather flock together. am I
Shane
right?
Shane Dawson, racist nonce.
You know,
Jeffree Star, racist nonce. Tarty,
Yep.
probably not, but maybe a racist nonce. You never know.
Yeah.
just people like to say, oh, but people can change, and if you don't let them grow and get knowledge, they will never change if you cancel them. But the thing is, they're grown-ups.
Yeah. Well,
Fully.
they're not really going to
Yeah.
change. They already have fully developed fucking personalities. Like,
You know,
I don't know what you can really do about it.
say the N-word.
Oh my god. Like,
The N-word.
here's the thing, most of their careers were like built off of race, like Shane especially with the whole fucking
Blackface.
Shaquisha business. God, like literal blackface.
Yeah.
Literal.
Yeah,
God.
it's not, to me, it a lot of people say there won't be much of a difference, but for me, I think maybe when like comparing Shane Dawson to someone like, I don't know, like the Fine brothers, who are also guilty of making crass, edgy blackface jokes, like it's not really the same, because at least you could say the Fine brothers was like an amateur kind of like sketch comedy troupe who were just trying to find their style or whatever, and it didn't work. But like,
It didn't.
I can't say the same about Shane Dawson, because you can just tell at the time he was just fucking loving it. He was loving how people were getting sucked into it. So,
He was just having a good time. Like, here's what I'm thinking, right? If the only time people want to like spark change is when they're getting cancelled, then that's the problem. Like that, like
Yeah.
cyberbullying works, guys. It works sometimes. People get bullied
Pretty
for a
much.
reason. That's just how it is.
Because as well, people say, okay, well, let them change and grow. But a lot of people saying that are not the communities affected by what they've done.
mhm.
Exactly.
So they're accepting apologies and things that are not for them.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you could say
like,
that.
yeah, if someone says the N-word, I don't want to see like a 13-year-old little white girl be like, we forgive you. It wasn't aimed at you, sis. What are you talking about?
Yeah, like
What do you mean we?
White girls united. Hell yeah.
or like with Jenna Marbles, my girl Jenna Marbles took herself off of YouTube.
Yeah.
She made that adult decision.
I was actually I was quite sad to hear that. I'm not even a fan of her, but it was just like, damn.
But I don't have an issue with what she chooses to do. I'm bored of YouTube, but people are trying to blame it on cancel culture, and that quite. If we unpack that, they're blaming it on the communities she made jokes at in the past. So she's just saying, well, you minority should shut up because you're ruining her career, when she just wanted to get off YouTube.
I fucking hate cancel culture. It's like the worst thing ever created, probably. So bad.
What? I don't mind it.
I hate
it. It happens.
I hate it so much.
It doesn't work.
Well, because it's I don't mean this in a like an offensive way, but generally cancel culture is mainly either white mums or angry Koreans who are obsessed with K-pop.
Here's the thing. After what happened with the whole like Black Lives Matter and the fan cams, I am no longer allowed to make fun of K-pop stans.
Really?
No, they pulled out. They
pulled through. So,
I legally am not allowed.
There is the good and the bad.
They
really showed up. They showed up. Stan the K-pop stans.
I mean, I don't know, like, you know, when they were trying to cancel Joji, and then some black guy on Twitter was like, yeah, I'm a fan of Pink Guy, I get it's a joke, and then they respond by being racist towards him for being black, which is exactly what they were trying to prove.
Most fans
wild.
Either you want to take off the internet and say, please go outside, read a book. But there's also some people who are less eccentric, if that's the word.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Yeah. But
in loads of fandoms in my time, and there's definitely some just nice communities where people like to share what they enjoy and commonly. And then there's people who, like, I've seen people post about George Floyd, you know, raising awareness on Twitter, and a K-pop stan replied to the tweet with, maybe if he maybe if he just enjoyed my K-pop group, he would be okay.
Yeah, but that's
Stan Lisa guy.
That has to be a troll. Like, they had to have done that on purpose.
Oh
like,
my god.
There's no way you're that shallow-minded you would do that without realizing it's offensive.
Yeah, I don't know what's going through that, but it definitely was not okay.
Attention.
Not the one.
That's what's going through their head.
Truly.
Attention. That's what they like. They love it. It's beautiful.
But also, we do enjoy that a lot of them are coming together from all parts of the world saying, look, we have some videos of our favourite K-pop groups and we're going to spam the police and Donald Trump with it to ruin their...
That's because they don't...
White Out Tuesdays was so funny. Anyway, sorry.
White Out Tuesday? What the fuck is that?
Oh my god. Oh my... Okay, sorry.
White Out Tuesday.
Basically, so you know Blackout Tuesday, right? When everyone goes to Black Square, right? As a retaliation, a bunch of fucking racist white people were like, you know what? We're gonna have our own Whiteout Tuesday because all lives matter.
Oh my god, that is so good.
and then they started that hashtag, right? A bunch of white squares and like, this is America.
Oh my god, that is hilarious.
The K-pop stands were like, you know what? Let me add a little bit of spice, and they started just adding so many edits and fan cams. Oh,
so the whole hashtag, if you search the hashtag Whiteout Tuesday, you'll just find loads of different K-pop bands.
That is hilarious. Like that. Do you know what, they should have done like really heavy like goth metal punk instead. That would have been funnier.
I've heard furries have jumped on it as well, and they've
no way.
Furries, huh? I see.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes.
It's just a beautiful coming together of different communities for a common goal.
Isn't the internet great?
I'm sorry, but arguing on Twitter is useless. I'm just gonna say it. Just don't do it. Don't waste.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
if someone wanted to know something and they're on Twitter, they could easily Google it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
If
they
you have access to
obviously
it,
have
Google it.
the internet.
Yeah. Suppose
Yeah,
so.
honestly, I get it though, because like some people get mad at like obviously racist shit, and sometimes just like destroy their life. But it's the internet, and we can't do much on it.
Yep.
It's like J. Rowling been going absolute crazy.
I just
on
told
Twitter.
my parents that they're gay.
Nice.
I feel like.
Do you guys know
arguing-
Hermione was black? She was only
Yeah.
described as having white skin in the first book she was in.
Please, she's just like having to.
What?
People want to argue with her, but the point is, she's a 40-something-year-old woman with access to the internet. She's a millionaire. She could buy every book in the library. There's nothing.
Do you guys know she ripped off a movie called Troll?
What?
Yeah, it had very similar ideas and shit, and one of the main characters was literally called Harry Potter, and it's like, come on, there are like, dude.
What?
Do you guys not know this?
I
mean, it's a bad film, but like, you know.
Harry Potter was fan fiction. Conspiracy theory confirmed.
Oh my god!
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow.
Well, it's alleged. You'd have to
Holy
watch.
shit.
You'd have to watch the movie and decide for yourself. I think.
It would
Wow.
explain a lot, because if you saw the essay she wrote the other day that was hella transphobic, you would think, how is she an author?
How?
What was the essay? I didn't know about this.
Saying that because obviously I'm not saying the trauma she went through is not valid. Obviously it's valid,
Mm-hmm.
but she using that as an excuse to say that basically everyone with a penis could be a threat and could hurt someone.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Because you say
God damn it, toughs.
into our faces, they could hurt us. I'm like, obviously there's bad people out there, regardless of they're trans or not. So really say all of them are gonna do horrible things.
Wait, you said transphobic. You mean sexist, surely?
Yeah, well, she was saying
to say that
that
all men with active cocks can just destroy people.
trans women have penises, and if they're in our space, we're not safe.
Yeah, I guess you can interpret it both ways in that instance.
Sides of basically, she's assuming a lot of things about a wide group of people.
Yeah. As a man with male genitals, I'm actually quite offended by that.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like anyone would be, because that's like, to me, it's like saying, oh, well, all black people are this and all gay people are that. And you assume about a group just because you've done research.
Yeah.
Wild.
I have very little more to add to this, so, you know, I don't know.
Do you want to move on to a different topic?
Sure.
Okay.
Does the mistake in the room want to take the cake?
Oh my god, hey, what's up? Yeah, no, yesterday I was told about that we were going to watch Hamilton and the film Artemis Fowl, which I watched at 2 a.m. last night.
Well,
oh my god,
we're gonna get into those a little bit later.
Oh, so we're just freestyling up until then. Alright,
yeah,
cool.
if you want, sure, whatever you fancy.
Alright. What is a spicy topic to talk about? Because I dropped the Shane shirt.
The floor is yours.
Well, let's. Oh, I don't know if you're chill with this being a episode, but the protest and how the media is evil. Is that cool?
Gosh, evil government, fun.
I see.
Wow.
All right, sure.
This is a light-hearted episode, baby.
Let's get controversial.
Please,
Hot takes.
please do.
Okay. Anyway, it's all I'm saying is that I think it's funny how like the media has like news, BBC, they've basically stopped like filming anything about the protests at this point. Like they're over it. Everyone's feeds are basically back to normal, but they're still going on, mate. Like this, like honestly, I think there's gonna be like another protest in like a week, and like New York is on like day 30 of the protest. It's wild.
Yeah, even in London, they've been doing loads.
Okay.
I think it's because people's attention spans also are so
Sure.
like doesn't last. They're small.
Yeah, it's you know it's I'm it's okay. So you know how we're talking about Blackout Tuesday earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
How are people posting the black square, but also posting Happy 4th of July pictures? That's what I'm confused about. Pick a side. Pick a side, sis.
Yeah.
What do you...
Independence Day represents a piece of history that I don't think anyone should be proud of, to be honest.
Yeah,
literally. Baby, what are you talking about?
And I get, like, in America, loads of kids are taught that Columbus found the land and, you know, America started. But there's grown adults and, you know, teenagers who have access to the internet and the ability to talk to people from all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Literally.
Still rapping that, and it's like...
Sister, what is going on? Educate.
Yeah.
It's just sad. It's just so fucked up.
It's because
oh my god.
At a point where if you don't do certain things online, you do know that everyone's gonna tear you apart. They're gonna be like, "Whoa, how dare you!" So people do the bare minimum to not get shouted at.
Mm-hmm.
Like just the like, mate. Like a black square ain't gonna help me. Donate to charity or some shit, please.
Like, I love my friends, but like I've seen some people just do a black square and nothing else.
And that's it.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, the way I see it is people are just like, okay, we have social media. It's literally the most redundant thing on the planet, but we're refusing to admit that. So what we're going to do is we're just going to come up with something that other people will have no choice but to do, and they can use it to feel better about themselves when they don't really do anything at all, basically.
Literally. Like, all it does is, like, quell white guilt, which is just... It's not the one. It's, like... That's not the main problem here. Yeah. I get it, you feel bad, but open your purse, please.
Yeah.
You know, if you have a friend and they only post about you on like your birthday or something, it's like that. It's like, do I not?
Yeah.
Like, you hung out last time, you took loads of photos and you didn't post it.
For why?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. The thing about that is, I guess if that's a point, like most of the time, pictures of me end up on Snapchat, and I don't use Snapchat, so I'm not really too bothered about it. Like, even if they didn't, it's just like whatever. Like, I'm still friends. I'm still friends with this person. Like, they don't need to post about me, and I don't really need to. Well, I can't use Instagram because I don't have a phone that can actually work it, unfortunately. But like,
it'd be like that.
So I just use my laptop and DM people. But like, I don't know. I've never really been. I used to be quite in a. When I was at a darker stage of my life, I was quite keen on that. But over time, it's kind of just like, does it really matter? Like, I can just phone someone and we can just go to the park or something, and like, I don't need to, you know, be on the socials. Like, it's not a big deal.
It's just the kind of thing of when people are only like talking to you or talking about you, letting the world know you're friends when it's convenient for them, like a kind of one-sided kind of thing.
Yeah. Like they do things when it's easy for them, not when it's like needed but hard. Like some people don't have certain conversations.
Red flags. Red flag.
Yeah.
I have a question for the group. I have a question for a group. This
Yeah.
happened to me. I was heard you react. Okay, so what if you knew somebody, right, who actively says the N-word,
Oh no.
but they posted a black square, right? And when I say they say the N-word, pure Caucasian.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Snow
All right.
White.
I don't really know. I don't think I know anyone who's done that.
There's an if.
If
There's
white
an
friend
if.
was chilling.
If okay, I don't know. I think I would just be like, okay, that's a little bit like, I guess it's not all there, like morally, I guess, but at the end of the day, I this sounds really.
Yeah, that's such an uncomfortable situation.
No, it's just I'm just afraid this might sound bad, but like.
Okay, it's fine.
I can't,
this is your podcast, man. You edit it.
I can't say I would really care that much, because like you said, it is just a black square that doesn't really change anything, you know. And if they don't go around actively being racist, and they're just, well, again, I'm not saying it's okay, but if they are doing it without ill intent and they're just doing it because, I don't know, I find it like awkwardly funny or whatever, then I guess I wouldn't have too much of a problem with it. Again, in the back of my mind, I'd probably be like, yeah, that is a little bit hypocritical, but at the same time, everyone's a bit of a hypocrite, and it is just a black square that doesn't mean anything. And I know, like I said, this is a big what if, because I don't really know anyone that does this, but like, that if they're not a racist person, and then I just can't really say I have much of a problem with it, as long as they don't go up to someone and then just call them that word to their face, then I might have a problem with it and say something. But you know, what happens between friends happens between friends. Like, there are jokes I have with people that I would never share publicly, you know.
Also, if you don't let people know, certain things can't be like a casual thing. Like, if you go like, whoa, because then they might think it's in general, and then with like a bunch of people, and they just slip out the N-word, and then whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, here's the thing, right? I'm not being ashamed of what I did, but like, I didn't say anything. I saw it, I didn't like it, and I was just like, how do I say it? Because it takes so much just like emotional energy to point out when someone's being racist. It's just, and that's the energy I don't have. It's like, because, okay, I'm gonna be, my school ain't the wokest.
Your school is horrible, can I just ask? It's literally the worst.
It is.
I'm not even gonna ask.
Oh my god. I'm not gonna drop the name in case people are listening, but yeah, it's like
just use a fake name like Jam Jar or
Chloe.
something.
Chloe's a good fake name. Because I know a lot of people. I like the name Chloe, but a lot of people hate it for some reason. Like, I really like. I like the name Chloe. What's wrong with Chloe?
She's right, you know.
I feel like everyone has that one name everybody hates. Like, I hate the name Nicole. Like, it is what it is.
What's wrong with Nicole?
You don't want to know.
It's less of people hating the name and more people hating the person associated with the name.
Yeah.
It like carries with it though. Like, I cannot, like, if I ever see Nicole, I'm gonna give like a side eye and be like, cool, okay.
Oh no.
I've been scarred, man. Trauma.
I don't know. Yeah. I guess.
No, but let me tell you something about my school, right? So when I went to secondary school, hella multicultural, mixing pot, everybody, every color, every shade.
Was like every spice in the world.
Yeah.
Beautiful, marinated, amazing. The seasoning, top notch. But when I went to college, holy shit. Holy shit!
No seasoning.
I walked into like the assembly, the whitest room I've ever been in. The whitest room I've ever been in. It's so scary. It's not even like a big year group, but there's only like, out of the whole my year, there's only like 10 people of color, and it's a bit sus. It's a bit sus.
I guess that could be a bit intimidating, I suppose.
I think
really is.
Also works for you because of how the actual people are.
Yeah. not everyone in that school is racist. Not everyone. I'm not trying to blame
It's
every white person.
Yeah, of course.
For me, like, my school is, like, pretty white. But I would say
I would agree with
most
that.
of them, it's a lot of middle class white kids.
Yeah.
But a lot of them have enough common sense not to be douche.
Like none of them are like bad people. Like
Yeah.
I quite like a lot of the people at our school. Some of them are especially friendly, which is always nice. And
like they may not always be like someone you hang out with every day, but they're quite respectful.
Well, there will be someone you don't get along with. You know, that's inevitable.
Like in your school, man, they're just straight up unapologetically wrong.
I have a story, basically, right? So, okay, so it's a pretty white school, but I happen to pick some of the whitest subjects. I do history and I do media, and it's basically the same people in each class, so it's like the same group of white people that piss me off. So, in media, one of our, like, things we have to study is representation, and, like, that's mostly about black people, so we're studying shit like Black Panther, and we're studying shit like formation, and I'm, like, the only black girl in the class, so it's a bit... Yeah, literally. like I don't know how to describe it to you, but like being a black person and hearing the question, but like who were the Black Panthers? It's
oh my gosh.
I mean, doesn't everyone kind of know who the Black Panthers were? Like
that's what I thought. That's what I thought, right?
Remember in philosophy when Miss K was talking about that stuff, and like some of them were like, I don't really know.
Who that?
Wait, who? Who the fuck said that? I don't remember. I'll censor their names. Don't worry.
Censor, just swap it around.
No, I'm not even joking. I have a censor button that I can use.
Oh shit!
I did it in the last episode.
Go ahead.
Who are these? Who said this? I cannot remember.
E&D, one of them.
Oh, that's amazing. That is brilliant.
I love that. I remember one time in class when everyone was debating how yellow was made, and then Miss had to be like, "It's a primary color."
Oh yeah, that was funny.
What the fuck?
Yeah, our philosophy class is very exciting. I'll just say that.
That's funny. It's a. Oh my god. But yeah. Okay, yeah. So this one day got me mad. So we went in. So we have to study representation, and we want to study whatever. And then we started. And then, I don't know how, but the conversation somehow went into cultural appropriation. And I was like, yeah, like if a white person is wearing like a wig with like one shit, that's cultural appropriation. And then my teacher was like, no, but you can't appropriate a hairstyle. I'm like, miss. Miss.
I mean, it's not wrong to say that white and black people have very different hair.
Like, yeah, because some hairstyles are built for head textures. It's like some like white people who wear certain types of braids, they lose their hair. Like, it's not safe for you.
It's not good all textures. Like, there's some hairstyles you can't do, and that's okay.
And that's fine. Honestly.
Like, I can't have a long swinging ponytail of my natural hair just by straight. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll live.
And I'm never gonna have that like Marilyn Monroe type hairstyle with my fucking girls.
Yeah.
And that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. Exactly. It's alright. I'm quite happy with my wavy, loose curly hair. I'm quite happy with that.
Is beautiful.
What I like about my hair is, I guess you could say it's quite A, like, you know, A gender, A racial. Like, I think it would look pretty nice on anybody, so I'm happy.
Damn, that's a big compliment.
No, I'm just saying, like, you know, like
it would fit anyone. It's a bit of a mix.
You could take my hair, make it into a wig, and just pop it on somebody, and it would look all right. I think.
Be like Arch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Except maybe not North Koreans, because they're not allowed to have long hair. Unfortunately.
Oh my god.
Why you gotta bring it up, man?
I mean, it's true.
I didn't even know that. Wow.
What, North Koreans?
Wait, you don't know? In North Korea, there's like a list of hairstyles you can have.
Yeah.
It's odd.
Everyone has to look the same. Everyone has to be fake communist, because it's not real communism. It's just what Kim Jong-un calls communism. Like,
Throwback to when I said England should be communist as a joke, and one of my conservative friends had a bit of a breakdown.
That is funny.
Amazing.
Oh my goodness.
That's great.
Do you have anything?
Wait.
Anything more to add?
Let me finish it. Yeah. Okay, basically, right. So we're talking about cultural appropriation, right? And then we were talking about, and I got a bit heated because if I hear a bunch of dumb opinions, I'm just gonna get mad sometimes. I'm sorry, if I hear something racist, then I'm gonna get a cheeky bit mad. And like, I wasn't angry. I was speaking with a bit of confidence in my voice, like how I am now.
Yeah.
And then, it's so annoying because whenever the tiniest bit of assertiveness gets into my voice, anyone's like, Faisa, calm down. Don't get angry. Relax. You're so aggressive. You're intimidating. Like, mate, I promise you now, if I was a white man, I swear. I swear, I'd be prime minister or some shit. Because if you're a woman and a person of color at the same time, any type of confidence you have is seen as aggression or anger. It's not the one.
I don't completely disagree with that sentiment. I guess.
Yeah, I just think the people in your class, as well as your teacher, are people who do not listen, which is a big important thing to have any decent conversation.
Yeah.
I think our philosophy teachers are quite good at listening.
Yeah. Because I feel
Must be
like
nice.
in my school, it can be intimidating going a place where there's not many people that look like you, but they are opening to
the doors. Yeah.
And accept people's different way of thinking and being, which makes it more comfortable. Whereas your school, they look you a woman in the eye and say, you can't appropriate a hairstyle.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's just, it was like, and then after I'm going on like this whole thing explaining my points, and then somebody was like, out of nowhere, like I had nothing to do with what I was saying, somebody was like, oh, so you hate all white people, yeah? I hate my life. Oh my god. So it's laugh it up. It's so stupid. And then I said back sarcastically, yeah, and what? Because silence, right? And then I'm like, yeah, I'm kidding, but anyway. And then the whole class is going crazy because they're not even focusing on what I'm saying after the yeah and what. They're like, oh my gosh, she hates all white people. She hates all white people.
It's because those type of people that you're around are like similar to like those people online who see stuff like Black Lives Matter or anti-racist and immediately think that means
anti-white. Oh my god. I'm not anti anyone. Like, bro.
You're vibing.
I'm just vibing. I'm just existing. Leave me alone.
School just sucks. I told you ages ago. You just know.
Yeah.
School sucks.
It's awful.
Pretty sure life does get slightly better when you reach your 20s, which is always good. I hope
so.
Oh, definitely. Don't worry about that.
Oh my god.
You never have to see anyone that you don't like ever again.
It's like even secondary but better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's a nice analogy.
I think that's a good place to end that.
But anyway.
Section.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, so let me finish up. Anyway, that rumor followed me for basically up until quarantine happened. So yeah, that was fun. Anyway.
Yeah. I've got a slightly, I guess, different to what you two chose topic. It's quite a simple one.
Yeah, go ahead.
But I guess it's less of a topic and more just something that I wanted to publicly express, and that is
it's your show, man.
Patrick Troughton is the best Doctor. Period.
I haven't seen the show.
Yeah, she's not cultured like we are.
Wait, you've never seen Doctor Who?
You're just mean.
Wait, you've never seen Doctor Who?
I haven't.
Wait, sorry. Are you English? Are you British?
You
I'm British. I was born in London and raised here.
Okay, how the fuck can you call yourself British if you've never watched Doctor Who? I'm sorry. But...
I had Sky and Disney Channel. That was enough of a reason to not watch anything on the BBC.
Like
they've aired Doctor Who on
Sky
fucking UK Gold or whatever the fuck it was called. You could have watched it on there.
I'm telling you now, the only British TV show I fully actually paid attention on the BBC was EastEnders, and that was it.
Oh god.
it's so dry.
EastEnders slaps. I don't care what anybody says.
It didn't.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it did.
No, it
The
doesn't.
only thing that slapped was Peggy when she was telling someone to get out of her pub.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's good. Honestly, it's like, okay, I know,
It's
I
bad.
get it. Doctor Who, it's space and the drama, all that. I get it.
I'm trying to like tell you why it's super good and you should watch it because this can't stand.
Honestly, my EastEnders place in my heart. It's just the drama, and
Okay.
it goes to all the issues of like domestic issues and fucking racism, that type of shit.
Doctor Who
This
covers that too, but with aliens and space.
Yeah.
I watched Sarah Jane Adventures. I don't know if that counts, but
Yeah, I liked that show a
If
lot,
like
actually.
Sarah Jane, you will enjoy elements of Doctor Who because they put some similar principles.
Yeah.
vibes.
Or I guess you could say the Sarah Jane Adventures puts similar principles to the new Doctor Who, but it's
Sarah Jane is very much like Doctor Who, but like for a bit younger people.
Yeah, I was a kid when I watched it.
See, for me, I grew up watching the new Doctor Who with like Eccleston, Tennant,
Yeah.
Matt Smith, all the pretty boys. But
Yeah, they're handsome. That's all I know. Some of them are hot, and that's
as I've grown older, I've kind of found myself being more drawn to the classic era because there's just something about it I find inherently more likable. Like, don't get me wrong, I think Jodie Whittaker is a very talented actor, and I've seen clips of her, and I do like her as the Doctor. I've seen like bits and pieces. I haven't watched a full episode yet, but she seems very fun and bubbly, and she's quite cute, I guess, and her outfit's very nice. But like, my main issue with the revived series, particularly from like the 2010s era, is it just doesn't really have the same charm that the classic era has. Because to me, like, kind of dated and kind of bad, but still really enjoyable, like 60s, 70s, 80s serialization will always be more enjoyable to me. Just because I like the angle it takes. Like, again, like I said, it is very dated, it is very cheesy, but there's something about it that just constantly draws you to it. And even like people who say like, oh, the Colin Baker era was garbage, but like, you know, Attack of the Cybermen is a fun story. The Two Doctors was all right. The Trial of a Time Lord is nowhere near as like boring as people say it is. I actually quite like that one. And like, again, I guess the main point I was making earlier is that the second Doctor, like, is just my favourite, and I think there's no better person. Like, I think he's both the best actor and the best interpretation of the character for a myriad of different reasons.
I think people also are quick to dismiss something when it's old.
Yeah. I think that's very unfair, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because I guess my only issue with the Patrick Troughton era, and it's not even its fault, but because 49 episodes just don't exist anymore. Like, they're completely gone. They're missing from the archives. They haven't been seen since they first aired in the 60s. So like, that is kind it's kind of unfortunate that you can't really fully enjoy his era, but of what does exist, and like, you know, they've made animated reconstructions, they've released the stories as audio dramas from the surviving soundtrack, and that was recorded off air by people who were watching the show in the 60s, which is truly amazing. So you can still enjoy the missing stories to some capacity, but the stories that aren't missing are just so inherently charming. Like, even the ones that aren't that good, like Patrick Troughton is there, and you can just tell that he's really loves what he's doing, and he's just a great actor.
So it's like the charm of the actors. That's what draws you to the 60s era. It's the Like the actors specifically, or is it just like the vibe? Because
Pretty much, yeah. Well, because like John Pertwee
has different vibes.
John Pertwee is absolutely fantastic as the Doctor, and I thought William Hartnell was particularly great. Like, you know, the first is, you know, the one that you have memories of. I've never actually watched a full Tom Baker story before, but I have, like, obviously as a Whovian, I have seen Tom Baker before, and he is a pretty good actor and Doctor. And like I said, I was always quite a big fan of Colin Baker, even though people don't really like his televised stories. But, you know, he's done a bunch of audio dramas, and they're all fantastic. I've seen a little bit of Sylvester McCoy, and he's quite charming. I've never really actually sat down and watched anything by Peter Davison, but I will eventually, and I'm assuming I might get the same enjoyment. I mean, I fucking hope. I hope I do.
The Peters?
Sorry, what?
Why are you hating on the Peters?
What do you mean?
Peter Capaldi as well.
I don't hate on Peter Capaldi. I've just never actually watched an episode he's been in.
It's so lovely.
Well, because like I said, you are right. Actually, I am bullying the Peters. I haven't seen either.
Sensing a pattern here.
I haven't seen either of them, Peter Davison or Peter Capaldi.
You need to get on that because it's so it's a fun time.
Yeah, well, like I said, for me it'll always be Patrick Troughton because he was just such a charming actor, and his character was just so great. I can't see enjoying anything that isn't his Doctor.
Yeah, I may not agree personally, but I can agree on like the technical standpoint because I'm also someone who does like old cheesy things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because even if it's not like perfect in all the ways, it doesn't mean it's not good.
Yeah, Tom. I have a question. Doctor Who is a pretty like intimidating series for like newcomers. Mm-hmm. What would you say is like the best season to start with? Like if you're fresh, if you're new.
Well, like I said, personally, I think a great story to start. This was the first episode from the 60s that I ever actually watched. It's called Tomb of the Cybermen, which is chronologically is the earliest Patrick Troughton story that still exists in full format. So all 4 episodes still exist.
You can watch it like properly.
Yeah. And it's just a great story. Like it's got a nice setting. It's got an intriguing premise. Patrick Troughton is the Doctor. The Cybermen are in it, and it's like an early version of the Cybermen. So even though you can tell they are just men in like rubber suits, like there's just something great about them.
So it's funny.
And it has one of the greatest cliffhangers in the show, which is the Cybermen, of course, crawling out of the tomb that they've been trapped in for hundreds of years, and it's that's commonly agreed to be one of the best cliffhangers in the show's history, I think.
Do you throw back to when they made the Doctor like a weird old baby?
What?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Wait, what?
That was weird. Yeah, basically the Doctor, for someone who hasn't seen the show, he has like an arch nemesis called the Master. And this is another thing. I think it was a shame that Patrick Troughton left when he did, because the show got really great in the 70s. Like it got shot in color for the first time. They reduced the number of episodes from 40 to 25 to make it easier for the actors and the scheduling and whatnot. And yeah, and there was a character called the Master who got introduced, and he's like he's the same race as the Doctor, the same species. He's just he's just evil. Well, we're not going to talk about that because I don't think about that stuff. But yeah, and in the revival season, there's like the Master returns for the first time since the show originally ended. And he basically uses his sonic screwdriver to turn David Tennant into a creepy little old baby man thing.
It's like Benjamin Button.
Yeah, pretty much.
Quality television, guys.
Yeah.
Quality.
Because even if it's like serious and on point good to you, you can still like have a chuckle.
I feel like he honestly could have stopped just when they turned him into an old man. Like he didn't have to turn him into that creepy thing.
No.
Wait, so it wasn't just like a baby on set. It was like
was-
describe it to
Well, no,
me.
basically he aged him so rapidly that because you know when you shrink when you get older, right?
Yeah.
So he basically aged him until he became like 3 feet tall. It was
Imagine
it was really weird.
Meagle, but really wrinkly.
Oh, like
Yeah.
Hunchback. Fucking...
Yeah. Bald head,
Oh.
fucking.
It reminded me of like a bird.
Yeah, well, yeah, because he put him in a bird cage or something.
Yeah, you know, and it was all like hunched and
Yeah.
it was so fun.
Weird.
Yeah, I much preferred it when the Master just had these really out there, elaborate political schemes where he would like try and corrupt the world and blow it up, and then come back a year later after the nuclear war and take it over. Like, it's just again, and I wish Patrick Troughton had stayed a little bit longer, because as much as I love John Pertwee, I just can't help but want to see the second Doctor do that stuff, because he was brilliant. And
it was entertaining.
he's like he's like the only Doctor that has a nickname, the Cosmic Hobo, because he was such a memorable character.
The Cosmic Hobo.
Yeah,
That's so funny.
Cosmic
That was
Hobo.
funny.
Yeah, it's just like the little bits of charm that would have been just so like nice to see in like more progressed stories and such.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, this is fun. If you guys had to rank the Doctors from worst to best, how would you rank them?
I guess
Let's make this controversial. What's going on?
I'll go first. Second Doctor is the best. Third Doctor is the second best. Christopher Eccleston is the third best. I would say Colin Baker is the fourth. I'd say William Hartnell is fifth. I'd say David Tennant is sixth.
Whoa. Azar. They're different.
David Tennant is sixth. I'm just trying to think, because I haven't seen. Well, yeah, I guess I'd say Matt Smith is seventh then, but like I said, I haven't really seen Peter Davison. I haven't seen Tom Baker that much.
I haven't seen.
I haven't seen Peter. I haven't seen Paul McGann, and I literally have I've seen like one episode with Sylvester McCoy in it. So as of now, that's my ranking. So I guess Matt Smith is technically the worst, but I still kind of love all of them. I just say out of those 7 that I can actually remember and think about, he is the least, but he's still pretty good. I didn't like the writing for the Matt Smith era. I liked him and I liked his Doctor, but some of the episodes really pissed me off. Like,
I didn't really like it in the sense of they was really pushing that Amy and Rory thing, but also pushing like the weird vibe with the Doctor and Amy, and it was like kind of.
Well, there was also River Song. Don't forget. I can't.
My mom actually hates River Song so much.
I can't stand her. She's just annoying.
My mom's like, why is she there? There's no chemistry.
That's what annoyed me most about the Matt Smith era, was all the romance. Like, it genuinely frustrated me. Like, I don't want to see this. Like, I'm fine with space drama, but why'd you have to shove all this corny shit in here? Like, the second Doctor, he didn't love anybody. He was just a bumbling, foolish man who was very clever and manipulative at the same time. He didn't fucking get married or fall in love with his fucking companions. Like,
vibing through space.
Through the cosmos.
With Doctor Who and Matt Smith era, I think as well there was like, okay, he's kind of a bit younger, he's good looking, and they was really trying to push it for the views, I think. So it was very heavy with the romance and he's this sexy spaceman, and it's like, please. Please.
I will say, I feel like, again, as much as I liked Matt Smith, I really did. I think
like, he was a fun time.
I think I met him once, actually. He was a really nice guy.
was so
Ooh,
As much as I liked him,
just the name drop. Wow.
his casting felt like more of a gimmick than Jodie Whittaker, because like the debate of having a female doctor has gone back as far as the 80s. So when they finally did it, it felt like less them trying to be woke and them genuinely just casting someone who they thought was talented enough to do it. But like you said, with Matt Smith, it very much felt like, you know, this guy's young, he's attractive, like, you know.
Yeah, very
one
much
those
of a
things.
he'll get the views in with those young girls.
Because, you know, like I said, you have him falling in love with Amy, you have, well, not falling in love with her, but like her fancying him.
Yeah, it's weird. It's just...
You have River. I think if you removed all of that stuff, then it would be fine. You know, like he's a bit of a pretty boy, but at least it's not like him fancying everyone or everyone fancying him.
A fun time, but when you keep just throwing everyone at him, it gets a bit boring.
Yeah. Oh well. Also, do you remember that weird time Amy actually tried to fuck him?
Yeah.
Like, imagine
before her wedding.
like Victoria trying to fuck the second Doctor. Like that would just look so weird, you know? Because he was. Yeah.
It was like, I know that was definitely trying to push the fact that he's pretty. Yeah. We can tell that without having one of his companions that's about to get married being like, "Hey, let's bone."
Yeah.
She was just trying to smash.
Yeah.
She was trying to get some.
I always
engaged to someone.
It's just because I always thought that the Doctor was like an asexual. Like he doesn't really love anybody. Like
I was like he's there as well.
Because like I was saying about Colin Baker, like he's just a weird, arrogant, funnily dressed, blonde, curly haired, like middle-aged man who doesn't love anybody. He just does what he does, you know.
I feel like personally, well, when you're traveling through space, there's a bit more important things than boning a ginger girl you watched grow up, basically.
Yeah.
Like it's so weird.
Wait, but does the Doctor end up with anyone?
No.
No.
Well, he's married to River Song officially.
But then died. So.
Wait, did she die?
The fuck?
Well,
wait, did she actually die? I didn't watch that Christmas special because she was in it. Did she die?
Not on screen or anything, but it's like spoilers. They get like to this like planet where they have a nice meal and dinner, and she's like, in my book it's like this is our last night together, and she's like, how long does it last? And he's like, it lasts very long, innit? So she didn't like die on screen, but basically she probably like aged on that planet.
Oh god.
Because of like whatever. So technically she's dead.
Good.
Well, isn't that funny?
Well, wait. Can't she regenerate?
I don't know if she like ran out or something or whatever their excuse was.
Yeah, and now William Hartnell isn't the first Doctor, which basically just fucking ruins everything. So there you go.
Well, it's like, I don't know if what they're doing was planned for a long time.
I don't think they did it for woke points. I think they just did it to add something new, but it just didn't work, and it just upset people.
So it's like
because it's not like, okay, now let's just make the Doctor a black woman because that's popular. They just thought, okay, let's do something interesting that expands on the Doctor's backstory. But nobody wants that. Like, what made Sylvester McCoy's Doctor interesting was the mystery surrounding him and the idea that there's always something greater going on, no matter how many answers you get. But with what we have now, I can't see that happening. Like,
I don't know. For me, maybe because I binge watched it, but it was like kind of quick to answer. Even though lots of things weren't left answered, it was like just straight up slap bang in your face. So you thought you knew this, but actually that's not true.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, it's like just to go back in time a little bit. It's like Mistake. You asked me earlier. What would be a good story like to start Doctor Who on?
Yeah.
If you're fine with kind of old, dated, like 60s, 70s, 80s science fiction, like I said, for me personally, I kind of got introduced through Tomb of the Cybermen, but to actually start on like a genuinely great story that is both entertaining and I guess just a just a good place to be, I would just recommend probably Terror of the Vervoids. Sorry, no, sorry, not Terror of the Vervoids. Terror of the Autons is what it's called, and
Right.
it's a third Doctor story, and it's good because it introduces you to the Master, and it's just a very simple, fun story. But just a little bit of backstory is it does take place during a time where the Doctor has been exiled by his people, like to Earth, so he's not allowed to time travel anymore. And that you don't need to know any more than that. You literally just need to know that he's been exiled and he's not allowed to leave Earth, and so he's there.
Out.
And I think it's a great episode to start on.
But like also with all that new stuff they're coming up with, if they do that, then why would they exile this one of a kind?
You're thinking about it too hard. You don't need to do that. Or if you want to start watching it from the revival era, which is what I did, then just start with the very first new episode, which is just called Rose. So
yeah,
if you're more into modern shit than you are classic stuff, then I guess yeah. So your two options are Terror of the Autons or Rose, I guess.
Yeah. Like even
nice.
That is a good place to start with at least one of those parts from like the kind of beginning.
Yeah.
So then you get a full story going on with you.
Or Tomb of the Cybermen, I don't fucking know. I'm throwing my... Or just go back to the very beginning and watch An Unearthly Child. Like, it's from 1963, but I'm sure you'll get some enjoyment out of it.
Yeah. I would definitely say, as much as I do enjoy the newer ones, I wouldn't really start with those seasons just because you'll be a... I think.
Yeah.
Especially with stuff they mentioned that overarched.
I'm kind of done talking about this show.
Yeah.
I do have one more thing to add.
You got out your system? Alright, what?
Letterboxd removed a whole, like, basically every single classic era story from their website. Please put them back. I had a lot of information logged and listed on that website. Just saying, like,
do them.
This is the whole reason you brought it up. Yeah. Bring the episodes back. You heard him.
Pretty much, yeah. Anyway, so who wants to introduce the first movie? Oh wait, no, sorry. Actually, no. I want to do it because I have a good joke.
Okay, go on then.
Okay, go ahead.
One of you mentioned furries earlier, I believe. Who mentioned furries?
That wasn't me. It was me.
Yeah, because Mia is a furry.
Yeah.
Basically,
we all knew.
So the reason I say that is because we all saw a movie. It wasn't good. It was called Artemis Fowl. And the reason I say that is because YMS pointed out in his review that because of their Irish accents, all of the main characters, whenever they say fairies, sound like they're saying furries, which I can't say I noticed when I was watching the movie because I was probably just so fucking bored. But like, I might actually go back and watch the movie just because of that. Just
so they can say the word furries again.
Have it on my mind, yeah. So, what did you guys think of it?
Right. Coming from someone who's like listened to the audiobooks of my mum, is not like books. Like, don't let it put you off ever wanting to go have a look at that because it's not the same.
Okay.
And I, as a person who hasn't read the books or had heard anything about this series, period, until the movie, it's weird. I didn't like. No. I have a question. I have multiple. Right?
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
The pacing.
Oh god.
Like the film, it goes so fast. Like, remember when like the butler guy dies? Like, I didn't even clock he was dead, and I was like, oh, he died, and then it's like, oh, he's back. Like, what? like I didn't have enough time to feel anything.
Just completely
Like,
redundant.
nothing is happening, but so quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. It's one of those movies where nothing like is achieved or like just. It's just a movie where nothing really happens by the end of it. Like. Okay, well, not literally, but like it just feels like there's no consequence, there's no like stakes, there's no interesting characters to attach yourself to, and it's just ultimately a pointless experience that is only as infamous as it is because everyone's talking about how awful it is. But when you actually sit down and watch it, it's not even like particularly bad. It's just a really bad movie that no one should watch because it's that bad.
Yeah. Like
I went into this expecting like Disney's version of The Room, but I was fucking bored out of my mind. Like seriously, at like an hour into the movie, I was so fucking bored. I just started skipping through it. I think I got up to the point where the butler died, and then I saw he was alive, and I was like, oh, I must have missed a crucial scene where he got brought back to life. But I was so fucking bored, I couldn't be bothered to sit down and experience it.
it was only like 3 minutes. 3
Really?
minutes in between him dying and him being brought back.
I sat there and then
God.
I just looked to my mum and I was like, I didn't care at all.
Yeah.
Like the only like interesting enough, one of the only things I thought was of quality, and when I say quality, I mean that extremely fucking loosely. But like I don't mean this to be like appropriative or anything, but generally speaking, just that guy, that butler, that black male with white hair and shiny blue eyes just looks
And blue eyes.
just so fucking cool. Like he just rocks the look. Like again, I don't mean this in a horrible way, just because of his skin color, it just makes him look 10 times as fucking awesome. Like
Just
you know,
because of like, how light the hair and eyes are and how like dark his skin is.
yeah, it
it's
pops. It
Yeah,
actually looks kind of cool. And the thing is they probably did it completely by fucking accident. Is the funny thing.
But the thing is,
Okay, the context
well,
kind of
with
creeped
the
me out, but
costume, with the way they made him look was better than some of the magical creatures, in my opinion.
I
The
honestly,
leprechauns,
you know,
God.
the troll straight up reminded me of fucking Captain Caveman from fucking what's it called? Hanna-Barbera. You know, the creepy little guy with the nose and the eyes and the hair all over
Yup.
him. It to me, it was kind of a mix between that and the giant troll from that movie about the bridge or something. You know, where it's those two kids and there's like
the Bridge to Terabithia.
yeah, that movie. You know, there's that giant troll girl.
We should have watched Bridge to Terabithia rather than Artemis Fowl.
This would have been
Yeah.
like such a nicer way of being this podcast.
Yeah.
But no,
Right.
I have another thing.
Mm.
What was the point of the character Julia? She was like, yeah, we need someone who understands a 12-year-old, and they're like, hi, I'm Julia, I'm the niece, and then
Oh
That's
yeah, she was that little mixed race girl, wasn't she?
yeah, why
Yeah.
was she that?
Why was she in the movie? She didn't do anything. She literally
She
did
wasn't-
nothing.
She did nothing.
Yeah.
So what they did with the movie is they've kind of smushed the books together.
Mm-hmm.
So this is not just the first book. They've put
Oh.
elements of each book together.
I didn't know that. That's interesting. Okay.
Okay,
So
well,
they've changed
it's a mess. No wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah, who
So
would have fucking
Julia's
guessed?
like younger sister or whatever of the butler, but
Yeah.
she doesn't come into like the second book, I think. So I was like, what? Why is she here? Also, in the beginning, it's like, you know, Artemis Fowl's mummy is dead. She's not dead in the books.
Oh.
She's
Oh,
she's got like mental issues, so she's a bit cuckoo, but she's
Oh.
alive. But they just
Damn.
killed her off. I was like, no.
we don't need her. Kill her.
Oh well.
What I hate about the film is they with the monologue or whatever, they're like, the dad's never around. And
Yeah, basically just
always,
fucking
but he's always there.
explaining shit to you and just.
He's always there
Yeah.
teaching him things, but apparently he's never there. But
He's never home.
I'm not even kidding. The kid in this movie, Artemis Fowl, like, he kind of reminded me of like a worse version of that kid with the lisp in Stranger Things. The one.
Wow.
They kind of had like a similar facial structure, and I was just thinking to myself, this is a worse version of an actually good actor. And like,
Damn, that's me.
In the books, Optimus is the villain.
Is he?
He's the villain?
Oh yeah,
What?
he's like a fucking sociopath or something.
Yeah,
But
he
in this movie, they were just like, oh, we can't actually make anything challenging and interesting, so we're just gonna turn him into some fucking bratty, annoying, super intelligent, arrogant, cocky, whiny, crybaby, just annoying kid.
No. If I had to describe him, he is like a smart, like a juice version of Ferris Bueller.
But
like that's the vibe I'm getting off. No, but the way they like the film,
but there's no evidence.
Everyone in this movie is just a fucking asshole. Like, the only character that I didn't actually hate was the dad and the butler, and that's mainly because they just didn't do anything to piss me off. Like, the dad just gets kidnapped by what's his name, who just doesn't give a fuck and is just there for a paycheck. The butler just helps this stupid kid out. Like,
No, I hate when they're like, the butler's like great at all these different arts, and they never show it.
Yeah.
Not one.
There was one fight, and they say he's trained in like 60 different art forms.
Yeah, did you guys notice how badly shot all the action in this movie was? Like,
yeah, I didn't realize they were fighting the troll.
I was baffled by how bad some of the action was in this movie.
There was a lot of choices made.
Yeah. Like,
it
was all shaky cam. It was really badly edited. It was really horribly choreographed. Like, it actually looked like an epileptic seizure. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
That's how I imagine one would look.
Oh wait, one thing I did like about the film, I don't know why, that centaur guy, he just
really.
I don't know why the centaur guy doesn't like the tech time bullshit.
Yeah,
I find it funny. Just like he's just like walking like a normal person in the shop, but you just hear a little like.
But he is very underused.
I'll be honest. I found. Like I said, I found basically every character in this movie to be incredibly annoying. Like, I thought Judi Dench was unbearable. I thought the centaur guy was, like, he wasn't even in the movie. Like, he was just annoying. He's just fucking annoying.
Honestly, Judi Dench is not picking the right films. Cats and now
before we started, that was literally the top thing on my mind. I don't know how I haven't brought this up yet. She was in fucking Cats. She was in this movie. What the fuck is coming next? Like,
she's got some like bills to pay or something.
She might as well go back to filming those fucking lottery adverts. Like,
because I know in the book as well, the centaur guy is a lot more sassy and funny.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in the movie, he's just like, I've got a horse body.
I'm a cunt. Literally, like, if all the characters had just said, I'm a cunt at the end of every sentence, I would have given this movie 5 stars. I'm not even kidding. Like, if it was just like as a big fuck you, like, we're not even gonna make this a kids movie, we're just gonna have every character call themselves a cunt at the end of every sentence. That would be so funny. I would not have regretted watching the movie.
Oh my god.
I know. Giant dwarf.
Josh Gad, what are you doing?
Yeah, I was about to say, what did you guys think of the giant dwarf guy?
I thought he was okay. I thought Mulch was okay. And then when I found out how dwarves work in this world with the eating and the shitting out guts.
Yeah, that was... Well...
that is so gross.
Because
what the fuck?
Basically, the beach action sequence, which was basically just a worse version of that scene from Aquaman, where him and his dad are driving and they get a giant flood on them. That sequence was so genuinely just frustratingly uninteresting. I started skipping through it, and fortunately I missed that dirt shitting part, which I was very happy about when I found out about it. But then I saw a clip of it anyway, and I was like, oh, okay, never mind then. And that was actually another thing in this movie that I didn't think was of quality, but I enjoyed, which is like, because that thing where he opens his mouth and swallows shit is so bizarre, so
Wait,
like
It's just
not
out
even
there.
not even badly,
Is that-
just
is that how it works in the book?
averagely
Or is it
animated.
original?
Like,
Yeah, if they eat the dirt.
hold on though, like that like little bit, like that 10 seconds of
Yeah,
him
they-
opening his mouth. Listen, yeah, it was so genuinely weird, genuinely just inappropriate, and just so not even badly, but just weirdly animated that
Yeah,
It-
with the
it-
jaw opening shit.
it genuinely
weird, man.
I couldn't help but get entertained by it because it was just so fucking bizarre.
Yeah,
Like, what the
that
fuck is this?
it was fresh.
Yeah, you could say that.
It was visually interesting.
Yeah.
Whereas I get the fairies wearing the green outfits
furries.
because porn, ha ha ha. But
They're-
that wasn't too pleasing on the eye after a while. It's like, okay, I get it.
Yeah, at first I thought, oh, the fairy laser guns are kind of cool, but then it's like, okay, well they're already boring.
As
I don't.
But like,
I hate this movie so much. It was so bad. Like,
it was kind of painful because
yeah.
well, like I said, it was so boring. Like, I just couldn't help myself. I just had to skip through it, or else I wouldn't have finished it. Like, the ending was unsatisfying and dumb. Like,
oh my god, he's like, I'm a criminal. He didn't steal anything.
no, he didn't.
You literally no. You found something that was already in your house. Congrats.
Like he just, and he didn't even get out. The other guy did.
It was the fucking dwarf. No, you know what I hate during the whole film where he's like exactly as planned. Phase 2. They did
Yeah.
it. They're playing into my hand. Kid, you don't know what the fuck is happening.
Yeah.
And
Well,
neither
no
do
one knows
we.
what was happening. I didn't know what was fucking happening. Did you
No
know
one
what was
did.
happening?
The producer.
Did you guys know what was
Just
happening while watching this movie? I had no idea.
No idea.
one
I'm
did.
bamboozled. If that was the goal, congrats, guys. Disney, you did it.
If that was the
Wait,
goal,
did you
this is
watch it
genuinely
with
the.
your little sib-
Sorry, what?
Did you watch it with your little siblings?
No, I watched it by myself in the middle of the day.
Because I want to see how like kids.
Okay.
Well,
Well, like
if
Okay, I'm gonna be. I did watch it with my siblings, right? They ate that shit up. They treated it like
Really?
another like Disney original film. Like,
that's disappointing.
like here's the thing: kids, they don't clock this type of bullshit. That's the thing. They
What, you
don't
mean
clock
Disney
it. They
being
don't-
literally the worst company ever made?
Man.
I hate Disney so
I
much.
missed the 2000s. They had good Disney original films back then, but I don't know what happened, man.
They're a prime
just
example
just
of
do
capitalism.
musical. Stop.
Some people keep saying that A Wrinkle in Time is worse because it's longer, but like, I don't.
Wrinkle in Time is so boring though.
Yeah, but this
It-
I thought this was more boring. Like, A Wrinkle in Time.
No,
Okay, don't get me wrong. That movie was still awful, shit, and boring. But like, compared to this, like it had some artistic integrity. Like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It still had basically none. But when you're comparing
Yeah.
it to this movie, it had something. And yeah, it is longer, and you could argue that it is a bit more boring. But there's just something about A Wrinkle in Time that just doesn't irritate me as much as Artemis Fowl does. Because
Like,
really?
well, like,
don't-
because
I
like I
don't-
said, I started skipping through Artemis Fowl when there was like half an hour left, and I started
Mm.
skipping through A Wrinkle in Time when there was only like 20 like less than 20 minutes left. So
Yeah.
like I got through A Wrinkle in Time like more than I did Artemis Fowl. So
Here's the thing, right?
technically it's better.
I could sit through Artemis Fowl. Like, I did not skip any of it. I could sit through it.
yeah,
But, like,
Yeah.
A Wrinkle in Time, I was just, like, it was so hard to pay attention on the screen because then I just started daydreaming and not paying attention. like, if I have to actively use all my brain power to pay attention to your film, that's when you have a problem. Artemis
Yeah.
Fowl, though, it was stupid and it was dumb and it was boring at parts, but I could still just pay attention to it,
Yeah.
you know?
Honestly,
I
I would have to
was-
be on meth to actually enjoy Artemis Fowl.
when there's like 30 minutes left, I was shocked because nothing had happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The music was also really bad. Did anyone notice that?
I don't even remember anything from
I don't my brain just no.
I can't.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything.
The music.
I was about to say there was music.
Oh yeah, what? Who?
Yeah, there was music. It wasn't great. It was, well, the music was so obscured by everything else that was happening on screen that it just you can't even pay attention to it. And when you actually listen to it, it is genuinely just
Bland.
Yeah, bland, annoying, boring. The composer definitely did not try their best because they knew what they were working on. You know, one of those things.
He saw the film and was like, you know what, I don't care.
Pretty much.
It.
Yeah. He took the Slender Man 2013 route. Wait, no, sorry, 2018. Sorry.
Damn. Oh, you know what? I have another gripe with this film. The whole bit where he was like, "Can I trust you?" And then she's like, "Yeah." And then he takes her to the bus and they talk about their dead parents. What?
Yeah, where the fuck did this come from?
What did that have to do with anything? Like, no, I'm gonna the ferry go, mate.
Yeah,
This whole time you were like, "I'm gonna escape. My family's gonna come for me." If this random child was like, "Can I trust you?" I would have been like, "Yeah," and then mind messed up with him. Like, bro.
They immediately bonded over daddy issues.
Yeah, she was annoying. I didn't like her at all.
What was the point? Also, what was the point of having black girl if you're gonna have the fairy person? Like the black girl didn't even go in the helicopter. Like, they left her in the house.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
You see her in the mirror for like half a second, and then just fucking helicopter out.
Do you guys like how the interrogation scenes are in black and white? It's an art film. Get it?
No.
I thought it was like that because it's like the camera is supposed to be like it doesn't. It's like an old security type camera shit. Yeah, that's why I thought it was.
Yeah, but then you see the control room where the security guard is, and it's still black and white. And then it like smoothly turns into color when the helicopter comes after him. You know?
Yeah.
It's an art film, okay?
It's so
God.
You guys just don't get it.
It's too deep for us to understand.
Yeah. See, I watch those kind of movies. You know, I'm edgy like that.
You know.
I get it. Okay.
About it.
Yeah.
Don't understand.
This movie
it's too deep.
This movie was an accident, I think.
Was it?
I think they just accidentally bought the property and were like, "Oh fuck, we have to do something with it." So they just accidentally created this fucking movie.
Someone tried to land it on their laptop. That's how they got.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh my god.
Well,
Disney.
If that was the case, right, they just tripped and hit the make movie button on a really advanced computer, then at least you could get away with this movie by saying, "Oh yeah, we were just testing the make computer, the make movie button."
You know,
like,
technology.
This was the beta version of what we can do.
My excuse for being really bad is that it was trying out new technology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you can Then of course you can make the same argument for the Star Wars prequels.
Oh god.
We were just testing it out, and we know it's bad, but whatever.
Yeah.
For science.
Yeah, for science.
Well, adverts for this film, they make it seem cooler than it is.
I looked at the trailer and I was just like, what the fuck is this? I did not...
Oh, I haven't seen the trailer.
It's
bad.
Ads on my Instagram and it's like, "I'm Artemis Fowl, the world's criminal mastermind." And then he just doesn't do anything in the film.
Yep.
Mad.
It's annoying.
Mad.
It's such a... It's so
God.
Disappointing.
It's so
because
boring.
With the content it has, it could have been like iconic, like kids could have always remembered it as like such a dear and great film.
I thought it was gonna be like Spy Kids, and I was thoroughly disappointed. That's how I describe how I was feeling.
I tried to be controversial and like give it some extra points, but then I realized, oh well, I'm just giving it extra points just to be a dick, and I'm gonna stop doing that, and I'm gonna give this movie what it deserves. So it's the last time I try and have a controversial opinion on purpose.
Don't try and play a devil's advocate.
I will still. I'll still probably do it on by accident, but I'll never do it intentionally again.
It's just so good. That we'll never get back.
Speak
my
actually
God,
a small little controversial opinion just apart from this movie because I want to avoid talking about it for a few seconds before we get back into it. You know how your profile picture Mia is what's her name from Foster's?
Oh, I think is it wait, it's like Goop or something.
Yeah, Goop.
Goob. What the fuck?
Goop. I don't know.
Yeah.
A controversial opinion I have is I didn't think Blue was that bad of a character, but
Oh, he's so annoying.
every
I like
everyone
Blue.
from every fan of Foster's fucking hates him, but I kind of liked
don't.
Blue, you know?
He's a little shit.
I like him.
The whole point is that he's not the best, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I know, but like it feels like he never like I don't know.
Me.
He's a fun time regardless. Like,
Oh no, he was entertaining, but you know,
Yeah.
I feel like he needed to be in the show though, because the kind of show that doesn't really have an antagonist.
yeah.
So you need someone to be an asshole for the plot to progress.
Speaking of Blue, did you guys like the scene where she goes to Italy and fixes the wedding or whatever?
Oh
He
yeah,
didn't
that
pick
happened.
the wedding.
I didn't. It was really like it was supposed to be epic, but it just looked really. I don't know. It just wasn't good.
Here's
No,
what I
like,
thought
look,
was gonna happen.
We
I
spent-
thought it was gonna be like them fixing everything.
Yeah.
Like
they
they
just
were gonna put
left.
people on the ground and
Yeah,
she,
they
shit.
left
she just left it in a
the
fucking
wedding.
state. What a bitch.
Yeah, it was.
Like you give the girl her ice cream, but you're not gonna fix the bride's wedding. What the fuck?
Yeah.
What?
Fuck you.
And but no explanation as
Little
well.
furry
Like
bitch.
these people just wake up and everything's destroyed.
Yeah.
Like I find it funny how like that one black guy was fucking weird a wedding and then drink. Like I get it, alcohol, but mate, you blinked and then you woke up in a bush. What the fuck happened?
Yeah, you're not gonna question it. You
Yeah.
Just gonna, okay.
Speaking of
Like,
funny, what did you guys think of the humor in this movie?
I'm good. I don't.
Yeah.
Judy Dench.
No, thank you.
There was
You
like
just
I think there was like one joke I liked. I'm not even kidding.
What joke?
I can't remember. It was like when we get introduced to the furry world and like they get off they get off a train or something, the overgrown dwarf or whatever, and
Hey.
there's some shit that I can't remember what it was like for the life, and I'm never watching this again, but like it was just like I can't remember. There's just some weird joke about I think it was about pickpocketing or something. It was like haha, that was kind of funny. Like
He is a fun person. He really tried with this film, you know?
Yeah, Josh Gad gave it his best. You know what? Josh Gad is firmly in the pockets of Disney at this point. Think about it. He was Olaf in Frozen. He's now working on the Apple has links to Disney, and he's on the. Honestly, I like the series Central Park. I like this, and Josh Gad's in it. Pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I don't know, like he's all about it at this point.
He's getting his money. He's like,
Yeah,
I'm getting paid.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have time.
Yeah, he's getting his coin. Good for him, truly.
Judy Dench said top of the morning to you. She was like,
yeah.
God, so ugh. Wow, you're a leopard. We get it.
How did they rescue his dad again? I've already forgotten.
the
Magic.
acorn thing?
the magic MacGuffin.
Yeah,
I physically cannot remember. You actually have to remind me what the fuck happened.
So
can't
they
remember.
did a ceremony where like the weird fairy
I
girl whispered to the MacGuffin.
Yeah, she
Mhm.
whispered to the magic acorn, and the dad magically appeared.
teleported. But like, if they could do that this whole time, what was the stress thing? I need to give it to what's his face to save. Because if you're gonna kidnap the dad, but you know the MacGuffin can save the dad anyway, then your plans are not gonna work anyway.
I don't
Opal, you're stupid.
magic. I don't.
I don't like this
The
movie.
plot holes in this film. I don't.
Plot.
I-
I'm putting
I-
air quotes up. That the girl's dad hid this magic acorn away from the fairies and everyone else, but at the end of the movie, they give it to the fairies.
To the fairies.
That is
What was the point?
that is so
He died-
What was the reason?
that is
What was
so
the reason?
ham-fisted and dumb. I cannot tell you how glad I am. I can't remember. I'm not even joking.
They just
Guys,
made
good for
stuff
you.
up as they went up. I think.
You know what I think of this movie?
What?
I don't like it.
Wow.
Valid.
That's what I think.
I feel like that is a statement everyone can agree with.
Yeah,
you guys have
that's
any-
not.
do you-
Yeah, it's not controversial.
Do you guys
That's
have
fine.
anything?
We get it.
Do you have anything more to say about Artemis Fowl?
I want to forget this film as soon as possible.
What are your ratings?
I give it a solid 2 out of 10. If that's a 2.
I give it dry brain out of 5.
Oh, okay, that's like a half star on Letterboxd. Fine then. I just honestly, like I said, I tried to be controversial and I dropped a 2 on it, but I literally said to myself that is actually evil. So I just gave it a 1 out of 10.
If you wanted to be controversial, you should have been like, I love this. Artemis Fowl is the best thing on Disney Plus right now.
No, that is too far. I'm sorry, that is too far. No, seriously, like it is actually just a foul experience. Pardon the pun. It's fucking
Where's the laughing track?
fucking it's
Nickelodeon.
it's human bile as a movie, basically.
God.
There is a movie that
Anyway.
there is a movie that I think is slightly worse than Artemis Fowl, but you know, just we're focusing on that. It is literally just the worst of just guts, and fucking raw sewage.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of things that I know of, things that I know exist that we've all seen.
Look.
How does a bastard orphan son of a whore?
Hey, what's that song from?
Hey.
Give us the title and the synopsis.
Well, it's so good.
Alexander Hamilton. Boom. Yeah.
Good.
It's great. It's great. It's not historically accurate, but it's good.
You know?
Get that out of the way.
Then do it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how do we?
I'm glad you guys liked it.
You didn't like it? It's this. Ugh, yum.
It wasn't bad. Like
Yum.
I've seen worse things both this year and ever. So
Right, break it down from the beginning. Like, what was your first thoughts?
Yeah, and then we'll fight you if you're wrong.
Okay.
Go ahead.
As soon as it started, I watched this movie very late, right? And I just want to say, as something you watch late at night, it's oddly good at keeping you awake. Like, I never felt tired while watching it. Like, I will say that I did actually fall asleep at one point, but that was sheer exhaustion. But before that, I did actually have, like, not a good time, but I was kept awake, and I like being awake, so I was very happy about that. And
nice.
I thank the film for that. And, you know, when I woke up again, I went back to when I fell asleep and I kept watching it, and I was never bored. I just want to make that clear. I never found it boring, because at 2 hours and 40 minutes, it does fly by quite quickly. And this is something that I both like and kind of have a problem with at the same time. Because I appreciate that it went by quickly and it didn't outstay its welcome. But at the same time, it went by so quickly, I was barely able to take in anything that was happening. Because they were always singing, they were always dancing, there were all these lights. There was never like a moment of actual dialogue between characters. And it was basically just, it was going so quickly. I couldn't keep up with it. It was just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, all of a sudden, we're at the George Washington is resigning bit, and I'm like, what happened? Like,
whoa,
how did we get here all of a sudden? It's been like 10 years or like 4 years or something at this point. I was like, so confusing, you know?
I mean, it's pretty fast paced, but that's what I like about it. Like, it doesn't sleep. It don't sleep.
Mm-hmm.
It is song and dance.
Yeah.
You know, you'll maybe get 3 words, and they'll usually be during a song playing.
Yeah, like a conversation. It's like, or like at the beginning of a song, it's like,
and it goes right into it.
Like, but wait, so I feel like we should go through this like bisection. So should we go through like this?
I like I said, I wasn't able to pay solid attention, so I wouldn't say I wouldn't say I forgot what happened, but my memory is very foggy, so I will need a little boost. I do have some notes, but
so we should go through like the acts. Yeah.
We've watched it live as well as on Disney Plus.
Fun.
Yeah. Honestly, the West End production of Hamilton, chef's kiss. Anyway,
it's good.
Okay. So good.
It's great.
I'll take your word for it. Sounds like a good time.
It really, it's okay. Here's the, and I know some people are mad that it's on us because like I paid how much money for it, but like the difference between recorded and live, people are still gonna pay for it. Like relax.
Yeah.
Like, Broadway isn't dying. It's fine.
I mean, it kind of is, but
but that's not Disney's fault.
Yeah, Broadway is just dying.
I would say if people didn't pay for it to watch live, it wouldn't have been released as a film.
Yeah. One thing I am kind of happy about is that they've just released the live thing as a movie, so that there'll never be an actual movie adaptation, and I'll never be obliged to watch it.
I was scared it was gonna be like
a film. Like
yeah.
That's
not gonna happen anymore. So
Yeah. Oh wait, there's a film musical I am excited to watch. It's not Hamilton. Like no one, like In the Heights. When that film comes out, oh my god!
We hope it's good.
We hope it's good. It's because it has the guy who plays Philip, and as Usnavi. So the song. Anyway, sorry. Back to Hamilton.
Right. Hamilton. When we meet Hamilton, what are your impressions of this man before you get into his messy life?
Okay. First of all, what an iconic opening song.
It's so good.
Holy shit.
I don't know about iconic.
It's
definitely one of the more remembered ones compared to some of the others.
I'm not gonna lie, I found Hamilton to be quite annoying when he first walked on stage. I was just like, really? This is the guy we're gonna focus on? Okay, fine, I guess. Like, one thing a little gripe I have with this production, I'm not gonna call it a movie, I'm just gonna call it a production. But like,
a production, go ahead.
Is the singing and the acting? Well, it's not really acting; it's just singing and dancing. It kind of ranges from being pretty good to like really average, to the point where it kind of hurts to listen to a little bit. Like not in a oh my god, I want this to stop way. Just in a way where it's like, okay, I guess I'm listening to this. Like I'm not loving it, but like it's on at the moment. Like
the main guy, Hamilton, isn't a singer.
Yeah. I completely agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
The song's iconic, right? I mean, we're not a bit of a theater kid in it, but I promise you now, the first, like, the opening song, you don't remember. Like, I don't remember the first song, Newsies. I don't remember the first song, like, Hamilton, what a strong entrance. Beautiful.
It just has a lot of motifs that are repeated, which is why it's considered iconic, because it's just played so much that they ingrain it in your brain in a way.
Maybe. I don't see that, but I guess I could kind of understand why.
If you like listen to just the soundtrack, you'll hear it isolated.
Yeah, that was kind of a thing I had, was usually when I'm done watching like a musical or whatever, I like how I decide whether it was something I enjoyed or not was whether I want to go back and listen to the music by itself. Like, for example,
the soundtrack.
With the movie Paranorman, I enjoyed the score so much, I just went back and listened to it on its own. Or, like, when I was younger, I used to really like Annie, and when it was over, I would go and listen to some of the songs, not all of them, but, like, when I was done with Hamilton, I couldn't see myself ever actually sitting down and listening to these things ever again, mainly because most of the music, like, I thought it was good, like the instrumentals and the production, it was all there, but most of the songs and such other things were just kind of reminding me of similar things that I personally think are better. Like, I can't name them off the top of my head, but I've definitely
Wow.
heard this before, and I'll
Yeah. Taking influence from loads of like really popular R&B and hip hop songs.
Yeah, like I'm not even kidding when I say one of the songs reminded me of an R. Kelly song.
Yeah.
It was the song Rise Up, which, if in case you don't know, is like an inspirational track R. Kelly released. Rise up, rise up, rise up. It was almost identical.
Lin-Manuel isn't a pedophile, so
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I couldn't like. I couldn't help but think about better things. Like randomly while I was watching it, I was just thinking, "Oh my god, I remember that movie Whiplash. That movie's fucking awesome." Like, I don't know why. I was just thinking about other things. You know, like I don't know.
I'm not because here's the thing. I feel like I'm like to you. Maybe it's because like I was like properly like indoctrinated to like this musical, but like. The songs from this musical, they're like still on my they're still on my Spotify. It's like like Satisfied, Helpless is really good too.
Yeah, Satisfied was enjoyable. I thought that was an okay
my god, I'm gonna take it out. Angelica Schuyler, the pipes,
the
real pipes on that woman.
And Angelica I thought she was a really good singer. I liked her. She was nice.
Yeah, and it's really sad because like I saw her do like a little Q&A thing. And she, like, hasn't been casted for anything else since.
Oh.
What?
Maybe they just shared my opinions. Who knows?
I mean, she's got great vocals and she can dance.
I think out of all of them, she was probably my favourite out of all of them.
Yeah.
It was between her and Hamilton's wife for me.
Yeah, Eliza.
Yeah. Actually, I don't think one thing about that song that I thought was kind of clever at first was when they were singing, and you think, oh, Peggy, she's going to be the one who's reluctant and doesn't want to do what they're gonna do, but then like 5 seconds later, Peggy is just doing what they're doing, and it's like, okay, you kind of missed the opportunity to do something genuinely funny, but you just didn't do it. But
she's the kid sister. Like I get it. Like I'm like the youngest of three. Like you gotta just go with the flow sometimes. Like it happens.
Yeah, but it happened so quickly. It was like there was no like build up.
Yeah,
it was just like because the pace is so.
I think it was less to highlight Peggy and a joke and more. That song is definitely to highlight Angelica and Eliza.
I know. I'm not going to take that away from it. I'm just saying that, like, I thought that was a little bit weird.
Yeah.
Poor Peggy.
In Aaron Bursa and My Shot, let's talk about the rest of them boys.
I love them.
I thought the French one was decent.
Lafayette.
One of them was played by the guy from Blind Spotting, which I thought was really interesting. And again, it kind of just led to me sitting there thinking about how great that movie is instead of this. If you guys haven't seen Blind Spotting, I really recommend it. And I didn't think he was a bad singer, but after like watching this, not long after watching Blind Spotting, he's a bit better at what he did in Blind Spotting, which was basically like kind of silly but serious taking freestyling, and he just
Blind Spotting recent.
Yeah, it was really recent. Like I'm just like he's come far. That guy, I'm proud of him.
He's
I think Hamilton was a bit of a bumpy start, but I still think he did a decent job overall. I think.
Like, What Did I Miss was like a really
okay.
I didn't like that one.
You didn't like What Did I Miss?
Not really.
Sorry. I don't know why. I like most of like David Diggs in the soundtrack. I really like. Like I think I have most of them on my thing, but yeah, it's like What Did I Miss? Like Guns and Chips.
Yeah,
Chef's Kiss.
I didn't like that one, to be honest.
You didn't? Oh my god! I think you just don't like David Diggs in this one.
I should rephrase. It's not that I didn't like it. It's just that I've already kind of forgotten it. So I can't really say that much about it. I guess I'm just going to assume I didn't like it that much because I can't be bothered to remember it, even though I saw it a few hours ago. Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I just thought like I don't know. Well, like I said, when as I was getting into it, I was kind of just like, this is supposed to be kind of epic, but I'm just not getting that vibe, unfortunately. So
Yeah,
I can't.
we had
Yeah.
Yeah.
an old history teacher, so like he was like excited, everyone was hyping it up, and he said it is not that great. He's like, I went to see it, it's overhyped.
Yeah, that's I would agree. Well, like a 9.2 on IMDb, like fuck off. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, I don't think it's bad. I just think that's a little bit too high, unfortunately.
It is good in the sense of musically and that, but obviously there's critiques. So people make it like it's more perfect when obviously
Yeah.
not.
Did you guys like how they just completely unacknowledged Hamilton's involvement in the eradication of Native Americans?
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
it's
a pretty
not the one.
that's a pretty important piece of history. Just saying.
Right. It's
the history people are gonna come in the comments and be like, "How dare you enjoy Hamilton? They're all racist." Look, the musical definitely interprets the characters quite differently.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And also, I think the musical focuses more on Alexander's life from kind of his and Eliza's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Like
So
more
it's
on
not
the personal life.
What about
It's
the
not like-
What about the perspective where he very proudly took over America from its native people?
Yeah, it's not good.
I wanted to hear his perspective on that. Not gonna lie.
Okay. Here's what
It's not
I'm
good.
gonna say about it, right?
Very
Lin-Manuel Miranda, like when he wrote it, he was very like focusing on Alexander Hamilton. It was like he's an immigrant and he lifted himself by the bootstraps, whatever. Like I get it. Like he was trying to extrapolate the positive message about it, but it's kind of fucked up because if you look at his whole life story of all the bad shit he did.
Yeah.
Does he deserve a musical? Maybe not.
No.
Is it a good musical though?
Well, like I said,
It's good, though.
if I enjoyed it more, then I would probably justify that the same way you are. But I can't say that I did, unfortunately.
I would just
I thought it was extremely well choreographed. In fact, there was one bit of storytelling that I actually really liked. I think I kind of loved it. Actually, it's probably the only thing I loved about it. It's when Hamilton gets married and they do the whole montage of, his wife and him singing, and then it does this really weird, genuinely weird, strange, like reverse music, nightmarish blue and black colors, goes back in time, and then we see it from Angelica's perspective. I thought that was really interesting. I liked that.
That was a very good moment.
Yeah.
Because everyone doing the same thing they just did, but backwards. It was beautiful.
Yeah, it was great.
It was,
and I wanted to hear Angelica's voice. I got to, and it was fun. It was a genuinely fun moment where I had a good time. I was really getting into it, and it was cool. One thing I really do have this is just a personal thing, but
the personal kid.
I really don't like how the music blends in this show. Like it kind of mixes like these classical elements of like these R&B hip hop elements, and I get that it's supposed to be like an interesting, I guess, kind of contrast, like a very intentional one, but to me it comes across as more of a violent clash, and I think that this particular musical would have fared a lot better for me if it stuck to one or the other. Because I just think the contemporary stuff just does not blend well at all with the less modern stuff that they kind of squeeze in there every now and then. That's just my opinion.
The first I listened to it, it was like year 9 or something, and I hadn't really listened to many musicals before. So in that mindset, watching it and listening to it for like the first time, I would say I didn't really focus on those kind of elements because despite that maybe not being as fine-tuned, it still manages to grab some audiences with the enjoyable instrumental beats and such.
Mm-hmm.
I do find there's hype up regardless, like
Yeah.
almost dancey in some points where you're like, whoa, a tune, a bop.
Okay.
Also, like, I feel like they kind of need both forms of music though, because like I really do like the R&B songs. They like really slap, but like in certain scenes like that wouldn't work. Like the whole like "Stay Alive"
Yeah,
song.
like you don't want to watch
if that was R&B, that scene would not have
someone's beatboxing in the corner.
Literally. Also, what's that one scene? It's like where it like it mixes some like classical music with some like R&B. What's it called? Oh, it's like the dance break in like the world turned upside down, and it's like the red page fucking America.
Yeah.
That scene.
I like that.
Fire, just the dancing and the music, all of it together.
All synchronized dancing to like the string instruments and like scratching records and that.
Yeah. Well, again, I can't say it was bad. I can't help but just not enjoy it as much as you two do. Like, I went into it with an open mind, and like I said, when I started watching it, I thought I'm gonna hate this, but then I was like, oh, okay, this isn't bad. It's just like I'm just not connecting with it, I guess. And I guess that is the ultimate issue. Was I love music and I love like attaching to myself to it. And this is the reason I hated Cats, because even though the music technically wasn't bad, it just...
no, Cats was awful.
It wasn't...
You don't have to justify yourself.
Like, no, I mean, because Cats, it had, like, the occasional good, like, beat and trumpet here and there, but overall the music was just so uninteresting and uninspired and just not that good. And when it came to Hamilton, it was like, this music is good, but it just isn't resonating with me. Like, I love music resonating with me and connecting to it, but that just didn't happen while I was watching it for some reason. I don't know why.
Maybe I connected with the music as well at the time because of how certain songs did relate to me at the time. Where I don't have a song that really relates to you at the moment, it is a bit harder to connect to it straight away.
Yeah. Like, also, here's the thing. I feel like we haven't talked about it yet, and we can go into it more later once we've actually, like, talked about the whole thing. But, like, in terms of, like, representation, it did... it was just... Here's the thing, because I like a lot of musicals, right? And if I wanted to go into musical theatre, it would be so hard, because lots of, like, the most mainstream, it features, like, white cast, white leads, white... whatever, and it's hard to break into the industry if you're a person of color. But Hamilton, it was like, cool, I don't give a fuck, any color, do what you need to do if you can sing.
Yeah, and I liked that about it, definitely. I thought it was a very diverse and interesting take on the story. It was fun. I liked that about it. And going back to it kind of just reminding me of music that I think is better and sounds similar is one of the songs sounded like Soulja Boy's "Crank That." I'm not even kidding. Like,
What?
I thought that was hilarious.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah. They even do similar dance moves, which I thought was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Like,
we're reliable with the ladies.
I want to believe they did that on purpose, but I don't think they did.
I hope they did. That's funny.
I feel like a lot of stuff are taken from other stuff 100%.
Yeah,
that dance was on purpose.
Also, one of the lyrics kind of sounded like he said "fuck the streets," even though I'm pretty sure he said something else.
Fuck the streets.
I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah.
What song is that? Wait.
I can't remember.
Just fuck the streets.
It was pretty funny. It was just a lyric in one of the songs. It just sounded like he said "fuck the streets," even though he didn't. I thought it was hilarious.
She belonged to the streets.
That's another thing though. I didn't find any of the humor funny. Like, I remember, because it was a live audience, they were laughing at some points. I was like, what was funny? Like,
well, didn't you find like the king funny? Let's talk about the king.
No, I didn't.
Was it?
You didn't like
the Adams administration or the Reynolds pamphlet, and he's like dancing in the corner.
No. Wait, did you say the kid or the king?
The king.
No, I didn't find the king funny at all.
Oh,
I-
like his like in musical theatre. I'm not crazy about comedic relief, but like him,
I never
Just
I never
'cause-
I never found him straight up annoying, but I just kind of thought that if you had kind of taken him out, nothing really would have changed.
Everyone
me-
says that.
Yeah, I mean, why do you think they say that?
But I just think it makes a good kind of break from the story.
yeah.
A different kind of look on it.
Eh,
And kind of like the villain in like the first half, you know?
is he?
Yeah,
He
because
Also-
he doesn't really do anything. He just sings in that
He's-
really
yeah.
hammy voice, and he spits a lot.
I
I didn't. Like I said, I didn't.
It's so mean.
I didn't think it was bad or annoying. I just didn't really, I guess, resonate with it. I didn't particularly enjoy it.
Splash.
I don't know.
Also, can I just say the song back and all like the reprises, like that, like yeah, I feel like you needed them because then it'd just be like cool. Alexander Hamilton is in fucking
Yeah.
the Senate now. Oh look,
We can
his
see
son's
that
dead.
Alexander is not our favorite character.
Oh yeah, he's a little shit. It's
Of the time would be annoying because he kind of sucked.
yeah,
Well,
but like that's kind of like the point of the show though. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
he was
think
an asshole.
just take breaks with like some fun song
Yeah.
vibe.
I don't
Oh my
know.
God.
There was one joke I found funny, which I've already forgotten, but like, I guess there's that. I guess.
You don't even know.
I-
Oh wait, you know. Oh, sorry. You gonna say something?
I can't remember. Go ahead.
Yeah. What's that one song? Honestly, there's only like one bit in how it makes kind of like, but I think that's kind of like the point of the song. What's it called? It's like the one when he's cheating.
Say no
to the.
Oh yeah, when he
Yeah,
cheats
that-
on her. That was actually good. I really liked that. I liked
that
that.
was so good.
Yeah.
And without
It's
that
good,
song,
but I can never listen to it ever.
Why?
I don't know. Like it's too spicy for me. I'm honestly I'm on a walk.
It's
leave me
one of
alone.
one of the only songs I actually really liked, and you can't even listen to it. That certainly says a lot.
It's
good.
too spicy.
It's
Ugh. It's
Oh
like,
my goodness.
You know, it's because when they're singing it, it sounds like I'm not about this.
it's too,
PG.
it's too sexy for you.
It's too sexy. It's truly.
Oh, well.
I'm good. I will chill with like.
I liked it.
Those are my songs.
I think it is good for like telling the plot of where we're going next and what's happening, and it's
Yeah.
also a generally well written kind of
Yeah.
R&B.
And of course,
Jam.
you know, the way it comes back into play later is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
So, like, it's so good. Reynolds pamphlet. Wow.
Oh, I love that song. Just like Alexander Hamilton had a torrid affair and he wrote it down right there.
Guys,
Like, that's
we
so
can
funny.
all agree that Alexander Hamilton is like a dumb character.
Yeah.
You didn't need to confess like a cheeky bit of embezzlement. Like it's not that deep, but like
I liked
God.
I liked when he was admitting to his affair and they replaced the word fuck with the shocked guy going, "What?"
Yeah.
That was
Oh.
funny. That was actually funny. That made me laugh.
Yeah.
That wasn't
Yeah.
that wasn't the joke I was thinking of earlier, but that was something that did make me laugh.
Oh, and the bit when Eliza comes back, when Angelica comes back and she's like, all the way from London. Damn.
Yeah, that was okay.
That was funny.
I'm finding things I like again, which is good.
Yeah.
Because it's definitely like the comedic play of the chaoticness that Hamilton himself created.
Yeah.
The horrible, violent political chaos he caused.
Yeah.
So just enemies is like kind of funny, even though it's
Yeah.
kind of
I don't know. I think something that had to do with me not liking this all that much is just a few days ago I saw a similar thing called The Producers. I don't know if you guys ever
I love the pretty. I want. Yeah.
the one with the one with Gene Wilder, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slaps.
Springtime for Hitler and Germany. Like that was so genuinely like good. And
Yeah,
at the
musicals
same
are great.
time so offensive that it just worked for me because I just love satirical kind of edgy humor. I just find it so hilarious. So like that slapped
Then
for
wouldn't
me.
you find it funny that Alexander just gave his child guns and said, "Sure, you'll be fine"?
No. That was just
Good
that was
luck.
just something that people did back then. Like,
But it's so like.
But what I mean is because like Nazis didn't actually run around singing "Springtime" for Hitler in Germany, but that is something that people did in those days. They just gave their kids guns and were like, go out and shoot your enemy and come back a man. That was just a belief they had.
No. Yeah. After Hamilton died, they outlawed like dueling. So
Yeah, because everyone fucking loved
but...
Hamilton, even though he was kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
It's the story of politics.
But
what do you think about Hamilton's relationship with Angelica?
They had a relationship?
Well, they had the way they interacted with each other.
I didn't think it was as interesting as it was trying to be, but I still thought it was, I guess, watchable. Like it was
watchable. It was decent.
Well,
wow.
I cared more about Angelica than I did Hamilton. I'll say that. Like,
oh no, yeah, the Schuyler sisters.
I was more interested in her struggles than I was Hamilton's. Like when Hamilton died, I almost felt nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
His monologue. Wait.
Didn't he even be like sad because Burr was kind of his friend, but then they wasn't, and then he shot him and you.
No.
Like just like Burr, my first friend, now my enemy, America.
It's just for me that kind of thing happening is quite a cliche. So you have to do it in a you have to do it. Hold on. You have to do it in a way that is genuinely like properly intriguing for me to become invested. Like the way they did it in Hamilton just seemed kind of basic to me. Like I love that plot line. I know
it's simple, honestly.
Well, it's kind of like they tried to do it like I forget what it was. Just I can't remember the name of the film, but like it was just these two. Well, it was that plot. You know, they were friends and then they became arch enemies and they ended up killing each other. And it was just done in such a cool way. Like I can't for the life of me remember what it was.
Blood brothers.
Sorry, what?
Like blood brothers.
Yeah, I love that. I like that.
It was so good.
That was great. They were best mates. Didn't even realize they were brothers, and then they ended up both fucking dying.
You know,
I love that. In Hamilton, it just felt kind of corny.
You know what it was? It's the song they play at the end, though. It's like because when he does this monologue when he's about to die, it's like they get rid of the music and it's just like a spoken word piece. And then Eliza has the last song.
Eliza's song is more sad.
She tells your story.
I think out of all of them, Eliza was probably the best actor. Like she showed the most emotion out of anybody, I think.
Yeah, her scream when Philip died and her gasp of the show, breathtaking.
Oof. Honestly, I'm getting like heart palpitations thinking about it. It's like
it was so good.
I think the biggest problem is just I don't really understand the hype. Like I didn't think it was bad. I don't understand why people love it so much.
I don't know. It's just so. I don't know. It just makes me.
It's got an average of 4.1 out of 5 on Letterboxd. Like really.
Just something that's not really displayed on stage like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not really that keen on like Broadway or theatre, like at all. I'm very much a TV person, but I guess maybe if I saw this live, I might have enjoyed it a bit more. I might have been a bit more immersed in the experience. Like,
I went to watch it with a friend who hadn't like seen or heard anything about it before, and she did leave like, "Wow, I like it so much."
Wait,
like,
who did? Sorry.
I went to watch it with a friend.
Right. Fair enough.
And she didn't know anything about it, and she left it saying, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So I'd say definitely you have to kind of go in without too much like high expectations to fully make your own...
wait. Here's the hype ruins things sometimes. Also, here's the thing, right? I have a sister who I went to go see Hamilton with. She kind of had like your reaction, like she was about it. Like, no, there were three of us. It was me and my two older sisters, the middle one in between us. She wasn't about the hype.
Yeah.
I
you really got to not compare to anything but your own taste in things.
See, the thing is I'm usually quite an open-minded person. Like, I'll enjoy literally anything as long as I think it's good. Like, I can listen to any kind of music. I can listen to any kind of, like, I guess I could listen to like an audio drama. I could watch any kind of film, and as long as it is a film of quality, I will like it.
Damn.
And as long as like a musical is a musical of quality, I will enjoy it. And like I said, Hamilton.
I mean,
Hamilton isn't of low quality. It's just like of quality that I just wasn't particularly interested in, I guess. The whole time, it didn't do anything that impressed me. And for all the hype, I was expecting something that would actually impress me. You know.
I would say it is normal in the sense of like musicals in general. So when people hype it up, they expect something a bit more extravagant, a bit more like breathtaking, whereas it's quite normal.
Yeah.
No, but can we remember like when Hamilton came out? It was such like like on way like
it was like 2015.
Yeah.
You know, it was just before Trump was president, then Trump was president.
Yeah.
I don't doubt...
it was made under different contexts. That's the thing.
The
fact it's still relevant now and that people are still talking about it, I think that just kind of shows like the longevity of it. That people still enjoy it at this time.
It's probably better than some shit like Wicked or Mamma Mia. Like,
Mamma Mia sucks.
I watched the movie a couple times when I was a kid.
I saw the film. Like, it's just ABBA. Like, go listen to ABBA if you want it.
Yeah, I actually like ABBA is the thing. That movie fucking literally ruined ABBA for me for quite a long time. But
oh my God.
I got over it. So, you know.
It ruined Dancing Queen. It's not the one.
I like ABBA now. Mamma Mia, here we go again. Hamilton is not as good.
Oh, man.
It's definitely an average film in a sense, but because
it's a bad film. It's straight up terrible. I actually hate that movie. I can't remember anything about it, so I just gave it 1 star on Letterboxd and just forgot about it.
Oh my God!
I'll never watch it again. So what's the point in pretending like I don't hate it?
Or that like ABBA.
I mean, I like ABBA, and I never liked Mamma Mia, so you know that just kind of says it just says something about how bad that fucking film is.
You're a young, mind that likes to break things down and
you're right. I haven't found true taste yet, I suppose. I don't even like Hamilton, whatever the fuck it's called.
Hamlet, my favorite musical.
Yes. Hamlet, yeah, man.
Yeah, I got confused. I thought it was Hamlet for a second, and then I typed in Hamlet on Google, and I was like, wait, what the fuck? Where is it? And I was like, oh, it's Hamilton. Right.
Yeah.
My bad.
It'd be like that sometimes. It's like
yeah, like I said, I didn't hate it. I just couldn't get into it. Like I said, there were things I did like about it overall, but
like Hercules Mulligan as the flower girl.
That made me smile. I love that. Honestly, I love the little like dude bro like group they have. They make me laugh.
Yeah, that was okay, I guess.
Dude bros. Also, Hercules is like little like what's it called? Like his little like lines in the in the song. What's it called? Like he's like Hercules Mulligan up in it, loving it, like Yorktown. Like he has my favorite part of the Yorktown song.
Yeah.
One other funny thing about Hamilton was one of the characters kind of reminded me of the character Cousin Ray Ray from A Haunted House, if you guys know what
the
that
fuck?
is.
Yeah,
Do you know what that is?
I don't know.
There's this basically, it's just this truly just abysmal quote unquote comedy film that I watched all the time when I was a kid, because like,
I had it on DVD.
yeah, and there was this character called Ray Ray who was like a
Wow.
stereotypical gangster character, and for some reason one of the characters in this just kind of reminded me of him, that they had a similar face and a similar kind of way of enunciating certain words. And I was just thinking about fucking... I actually paused the movie and I went back and watched a clip of Cousin Ray Ray in A Haunted House.
Just to compare, wow.
It was actually... That was another
my
thing.
God.
I kept pausing it to do other things. Like...
Yeah, you
I
didn't.
just was so,
Yeah.
like, not that invested. Like, I can pause this and come back to it in, like, 5 or 10 minutes and get the same experience as, you know... However, as it was ending, I did start like doing that less. I'll say that.
Yeah, focusing a bit into it.
Yeah, because I thought it's the end, so I might as well get a bit
Mm.
invested in what's going on right now. So
Just
I did.
a little.
Yeah, just a little.
Mm.
Not too much.
Just a treat.
Yeah. I don't even think I have anything else to say about it, to be honest.
That's bad.
Do you guys have
That's fine.
any more to say about Hamilton? You can if you want to.
Ugh.
I love it.
Yeah.
You love it.
But we
Yeah.
have like listened to the soundtrack like a billion times. Watched
Yeah.
it live. Watched it illegally on someone's laptop, and
Yeah.
then watched
Yeah,
it
but that's
on-
someone else's laptop, so you know
Yeah.
they're committing the crime.
It's an obsession. When I went to see it live, like I ordered the soundtrack off by heart. So when they needed like when they put it to the audience to sing a bit of it, I was
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
all the words before it even
Hmm.
like
yeah.
Should have brought you on stage.
biased.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you guys have any actual like in-depth stuff to say, or you're just gonna talk about how you like it?
With the thing
You
about
got fangirls.
it's okay to make a musical
did.
about a bunch of racists. Yes and no. No, in the fact, like, we shouldn't glorify, you know, racist, evil, murdering people.
Well, I wouldn't say I have a problem with that. Like you can like Jojo with Jojo Rabbit, you can do a satirical take
Yeah.
on Nazis, and I guess there's quite in Black Dynamite there's quite a funny parody of Ronald Reagan where
Oh,
They-
I love Black Dynamite, and it's
Yeah.
like
that's a good
Black
movie.
Dynamite's great.
You can make fun of like horrible
Yeah.
offensive people. Like
Yeah.
I don't care. It's just
No,
It-
I
it
think
depends-
I think the problem
it depends
with
how you do
Hamilton
it.
though is
yeah.
because it's not really a satire; it's more of like a glorification of
Yeah.
sorts. Because it's just kind of like he was an immigrant and he built himself, and then it's like, okay, yeah, forget about slavery, forget about
Yeah.
and the natives, ignore that he was an immigrant.
Forget
That's
about
how it
forget
was.
about the hypocrisy of an immigrant taking over the Native American
Yeah.
land.
Yeah, forget about it.
Yeah.
But I think as well, I don't know about you guys, but I personally, as someone who, probably because I'm a history student or something, I do already know these aren't people I should, like, genuinely
Glorify.
involve in real life.
hmm
Yeah, obviously.
Like, in my head, there's a very big distinguishing difference between the musical characters and the actual people in real life.
yeah,
I don't know. Well, like I guess if like for example with like Faulty Towers, where the main character is basically just this horrible racist, like it's still funny because you know at the end of the day they're making fun of people like that, so
Yeah.
it doesn't
Yeah.
bother me. It doesn't bother me too much.
I think the show glorifies them too much. You know?
Do
yeah.
you think so?
I,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I know
Again,
it's a
I can't say I had a problem with it. Like again, I'm a guy that just sat
Yeah.
through the producers, like you know,
I
which
think maybe-
basically revels in glorifying Nazis for 10 minutes.
Wild
art,
Yeah.
you know?
Art, exactly.
It's
art.
artistic interpretation.
Is Hamilton
long as
art?
you know
I don't know. I'll leave that to you.
I mean, it was visually pleasing. You know, that was
I
very
don't
talented.
deny that. Like I
You
said,
know.
there are things about it that are good. I just
Yeah.
couldn't get
It
into
has most things. There are good and bad attributes in it. You know,
Yeah.
Lynn singing that song, "Dear Theodosia" with Burr and Hamilton. Burr was definitely out singing Hamilton, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. You know, I feel like everyone's low-key clowning on Lynn, but I think he was pretty good in this. Like, he wasn't bad.
Yeah, he was
pretty
alright.
good in this. He's just not a singer,
he's
guys.
just, when you put people who are not professional singers next to professional singers,
Yeah.
it doesn't work well for them.
Yeah.
I
You know, Victorious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're all the same
Like,
level.
Tori Vega, she's just from another kids show.
Yeah.
Whereas Jade and Kat were off
Broadway.
Yeah.
Motherfucking Broadway. It was over. It was
I love-
over for them.
before it even
I think Jade and Kat were always my favourite characters on that show.
because they were actually good.
Yeah, alongside
Yeah.
I think those two and Andre were my top
Yeah.
3, I think.
Tori was a horrible friend. She's
Yep.
the worst.
Tori was
Yeah.
awful. Cycle
Can I-
was funny, I guess.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna say this now.
Did
Why
Black
was
Boy-
Why was
Yeah.
what? Why was what? Sorry.
no,
did Black
yeah,
Boy?
before his fucking puppet, it was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. It's getting really weird, guys.
Do you guys?
But
Do you have
Why
any?
was Andre not hyped up? Beck was hyped up the whole show. Like, oh my god, he's so hyped. Why not? Why not fucking Andre? He could sing.
He has
dance.
dreadlocks.
He
People
was
don't.
so.
People don't like
I know it's
dreadlocks.
because
They
he
like
was
straight
black, but he was
hair.
so motherfucking good looking.
He
Period.
was
I don't-
a skinny white boy, okay? So
Yeah.
people, they looked away.
No one had taste. no one in who was writing the show had taste.
No one was.
All
They
I'm gonna
weren't. They
say.
weren't. They weren't regulating every shade, so to speak.
Oh my god, I'm just saying, like, because Andre,
Unlike
like, even
Hamilton.
now, what a
I mean-
quality man.
What do you expect from like the foot guy? Like,
Oh.
Attention. Foot fetish.
yeah.
Do you guys have any more?
nasty.
Do you have any more things to say about Hamilton?
I recommend it to people who enjoy musicals to
Yeah.
have a.
Like I said, I didn't really love it, but if it's your
Yeah.
kind of
You
thing,
don't have to
go.
love
I
it.
say go for it. To be honest.
Yeah. If you know what you like and you know what you like is over the top musical theater, go for
Yeah.
it. This is for
Yeah.
you.
I will admit, over the top musical theatre has never been my thing, but
Yeah.
you know,
It takes a certain
Whatever.
type of person to like super
Yeah.
dumb. But what
Yeah.
about like
what are your
it's fine.
what are your ratings?
From a bias standpoint,
Yeah, sure.
give it like a 4.5.
Out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you're doing out of 5. What about you?
Oh, we're doing it out of 5.
You
Okay,
can
I
do
it out of 10.
you can do however you want. You can do it out of
Okay,
potatoes.
I give it a good like 8 out of 10. It's pretty good.
It's probably like a 5 for me.
Yeah.
Out of 10,
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah.
Like
Understandable.
that's fine.
I get maybe on a second watch it'll be closer to a 6.
It's
than a
definitely
4.
something you need to also kind of get used to
Yeah.
because it is definitely more enjoyable when you do like know the
When
words.
you
Yeah.
know the song,
I mean,
Hamilton is so fun.
I
It's like karaoke.
I can't say I'm gonna go back to it anytime soon, but
As
you know,
It's
I'll keep
like-
that in mind.
it's like Frozen.
Ugh, don't start talking about Frozen. No, seriously,
that
seriously,
came out,
no. Okay, let's just get to the Q&A section. So,
Okay, let's.
Oh, there's a Q&A. All right.
all right. So for those of you unfamiliar, well, this is where I do questions. I came up with these questions by myself because I don't get many requests or anything. So
Aw.
we're just gonna get straight into it. All right, you guys ready?
Woo.
Okay. If Rico the penguin from Madagascar, Brian the dog from Family Guy, and Dave the minion from Despicable Me were genders, which one would you be and why?
What?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Answer the question.
Okay,
I'm
I'll abbreviate it. Would you rather sexually identify as a penguin from Madagascar, a dog from Family Guy, or a minion from Despicable Me?
Rico? Not even as like Period. Like that, pretty easy question, but like
I mean, Rico is the obvious best choice, but
Mhm.
it doesn't mean that's who you are. That's why I would have to say
Well,
Dave.
let me put it this way: Brian from Family Guy is technically a rapist, so
oh god,
you might.
He wasn't on the table. He wasn't on the table.
he wasn't.
Yeah.
No, I don't like Family Guy.
I didn't
so
think of him.
So
I'm good.
Mia's. You said you'd be Dave, right?
Yeah.
So your gender is Dave, and
Mhm.
I'm gonna stick with Rico because that's the best option, and I'm the best. So
okay.
it's fine.
Um,
I deserve it.
I mean,
No,
I guess just so all three of them. I guess I'll be Brian then, just so all three of them,
Please.
just so all three of them can be used.
Wow.
Okay.
Cursed. Did you think one of us were actively gonna say, "I'm Brian from Family Guy"? Oh my god! Like what?
No,
What do you thought of the question?
I was expecting both of you to say Dave, but you know, only one of you did. So whatever.
Oh my god! Ew.
All right. Next question.
Next question.
Okay.
yeah.
Jango Fett versus Boba Fett. Who will win?
Me.
Okay, I haven't used any of the Star Wars films. Don't fucking judge me.
Oh.
I'm
Okay,
sorry, Boba Fett looks, but he dies in like 2 seconds. So like I don't.
Yeah, that's true. Jango Fett did at least go down fighting Mace Windu, I suppose.
Touche.
The thing is, though,
Yeah.
is I'm pretty sure Boba Fett is coming back. They said he was going to be in the next season of The Mandalorian, I think.
I've been meaning to watch that. I heard it's really.
It's actually
But,
really
yeah.
good. And
Yeah,
if Boba
and-
Fett is going to be in it, then like I'm definitely going to watch it more. So like, you know,
Yeah,
I think that'll be
Baby.
but
Baby Yoda. Baby,
you
baby
know, I
Fett.
kind of like Boba Fett just for the outfit,
Yeah,
the drip.
he's got a nice aesthetic, I think.
the
For
drip.
the fashion.
The drip.
Yeah.
I think Boba Fett would win, to be honest.
Yeah, because he's like a bounty hunter and some shit, right? Like you don't see it, but like
Yeah.
scary bounty.
Well, Jango Fett was
But
also a
Jan-
bounty hunter, but I think Boba, again, it's just a matter of I guess who looks cooler and who's more skilled, I guess. So I would probably say Boba Fett, you know.
Yeah.
So like,
Also, his name is like the drink.
yeah,
So that's points for me.
I guess we all
yeah.
agree on that one then. Boba Fett is
Yeah.
okay. Right, here's an interesting one. If you have ever watched the movie Annie, will you ever watch it again anytime soon or in the distant future?
I'd watch it again soon.
I have siblings, so I'm probably gonna anyways. So.
It's so good. It's my childhood.
Yeah.
I love it so much.
Oh wait, are we talking about? Yeah, I have not seen the original Annie.
Oh, really? Oh shit.
I'm sorry, I'm a thief.
Damn.
I don't know. It looks old. I'm not about
Yeah,
it.
I'm not really keen on the remake like at all. Like
It's cute.
I
It's a cute
I
film.
watched it once and I'm literally just never gonna watch it again. And the thing about the original Annie for me is I watched it so many times as a kid and I loved it so much, and looking at it now, I think it is something that would definitely irritate me if I actually tried to watch it. So I just don't want to. So I just dropped a 5 on it and then just will never watch it again. And with the
Just leave it as memories.
with the remake for Annie, I just dropped like a 2 on it and I just will never watch it again.
Oh, 2. That's where it hard.
I mean,
hard.
I just found it really annoying and modern and just kind of just unpleasant, to be honest.
But you literally said if you were gonna watch Annie again, you'd probably think it's annoying though. So it's like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
what do you mean?
Well, because if it's a remake and it's just the exact same thing, like I'm not gonna find it any less annoying. Like, it's probably
Why
gonna
is
be
it
more.
causing
It's probably gonna be more annoying because it has that added modern touch to it that so many films just use to ruin things.
Oh my god.
You know? Like, will you do you guys plan on actually sitting down and watching Annie again?
Yeah.
No.
My auntie has never seen that movie, but she hates it. She's
wow,
never seen it and
welcome
she
to the club.
hates it. So you know.
It's like if you're like up at like 1 in the morning and you're just putting a random film on.
I'm not gonna watch Annie.
Annie's your 1 a.m.
I think I'd rather watch the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'm not even joking.
Your night sing along.
I was saying to my auntie the other day, if I ever take a girl home to as a date and watch a movie with her, I'm gonna give her 2 options. I'm gonna be like, would you rather watch the Texas Chainsaw Massacre or something else? And those will be her only options. So,
what the fuck?
So if she's going out with me, at least she has an idea of my taste in films.
What?
Because you have.
I mean, if
you have to be.
Horror film is a strong.
You have to be honest with people that you love, right?
I mean, yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh my god! Wow.
The real you.
All right. I think we answered that question. All right. Now here's kind of sticking to what I was saying about Hamilton. Is rating something a 5 technically the worst, implying it is not good or bad enough to be anything notable on either end?
Oh my god.
And this is an interesting debate that I've been having.
No,
for a long
5
time.
it just means average.
Yeah.
5 is average.
That you would watch it, but
Okay, well,
it's not that special.
Well, because like I said, Hamilton, there were things I liked about it, and like I said, if I watch it again, it'll probably still be a 5, but it'll be closer to being a 6, so it'll be like a 5.4 or something. But take something like I don't know, the personal history of David Copperfield. It's a movie that's not bad, but it's not really that good either. Like me personally, I thought it was just good enough to be warranted a 6, but quite a few people, I think Your Movie Sucks included, were just like, this movie is just not special. It's just a 5 out of 10. Never watch again.
I mean, here's the thing though, right? When it comes to ratings, if I had a choice between a 5, a film that's rated a 5 and a film that's rated a 1, I'd probably 5 film. Because with the 1, you don't know what you're getting. Because it could be some shit like The Room, where it's funny. Or it could be something like Cats, where it genuinely eyes.
Yeah.
So, you don't know what you're getting.
Oh, of course I'd rather watch a 5 than watch Cats. There's no arguing about that.
No, that's what I'm saying.
The thing is there are 1 out of 10s that I would probably rather watch than, like I said, something like Annie, which I haven't seen in years, and I just dropped a 5 on it because I couldn't be bothered. I think, just off the top of my head, I'd probably rather watch, Actually, let me have a look.
There's a list.
Yeah, there's quite a long list.
Bring out the receipts.
Yeah, I've rated 82 films 1 out of 10.
Oh my god.
I'd probably rather watch The Amazing Bulk than watch Annie.
Oh my god.
The Amazing Bulk is just fucking hilarious, but at the same time, if you took something like Annie, which is just a 5 I can't remember, and then you took an atrocious garbage 1 out of 10, like the Garbage Pail Kids, I probably would watch Annie.
Oh my god. You know what? I don't I tried to be bad for fun. I was like, I'm gonna watch Cats because it's bad. That's gonna be funny. I love my lesson. I was scared straight. I only give money to films I know I'm gonna enjoy.
Yeah. Well, there's this movie called Upgrade, which I gave a 7 out of 10, but a lot of people, I keep going back to him, but Your Movie Sucks included. A lot of people were like, this is like a 5, 6, it's one of those two.
Yeah.
I personally thought it was better than that if it was a 7, but Upgrade is a good 5. I'd rather watch Upgrade than The Man Who Killed Hitler and then The Bigfoot, which sounds funny but is genuinely just a terrible, terrible film.
Wow.
Don't watch
Better
it.
to
Just
watch
saying.
something you might slightly enjoy than something you might not enjoy at all.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, I'd rather watch. If I had to watch either the new Aladdin movie or Hamilton, I would definitely choose Hamilton for sure.
Okay, that's a low.
Aladdin
is a low compliment.
Aladdin is a 1 and Hamilton is a 5. So or a 3 out of 10, like The Amazing Spider-Man 2. a movie so awful you can't give it a 1 because it's so funny. You have to give it like
Yeah,
a 2
like-
or a 3.
That tooth gap.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'd probably rather watch that over like a 5. You know,
Yeah.
it's a. I think it's one of those questions that you just can't answer. Like
Yeah. Just like
it's an endless debate. What if you had to answer it? What would you say is a 5 the worst, or is there like worse?
It's definitely worse.
That's worse. Like no, if you know what's worse, if you get like a 3 is worse than a 3 is worse than a 5 because like a 3 it's not like so bad it's good films.
Yeah,
So bad it's good gets 1, and then a 5 is just like you're okay.
The way
3 is just like you're bad and not.
The way I see it is a 3 can be either. Like it can be like hilariously bad or just bad, you know?
Yeah.
That's the way I see it. So like the amazing Spider-Man 2 is like a bad 3, and like Scooby-Doo is like a good 3, you know? Like it's a movie that is bad, but there's enough about it to stop it from being like a 1 or a 2, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas the only thing preventing Venom from being a 1 is how funny it is. Right, so it's like a 2.
Can't wait for Venom 2.
Wait, has
Oh my God.
has Green Boy watched Venom yet?
I don't even know. I'll have to ask him.
Because I remember they were saying
What the fuck?
well,
Oh,
I can't drop names on the podcast like that. That's rude. So
You know Green Boy. I was in the park with him the other day.
What?
never
Green
it doesn't matter who.
Oh, yeah, I know. Okay, cool.
It's just a funny
Cool.
story where their mum bought them Venom on DVD, and
I just...
I'm just so excited to hear what they have to say about it.
Venom is just, it's different.
Yeah,
It's different.
best romantic
Honestly.
comedy ever made.
Best love story ever.
Next question.
I'm uncomfortable. Anyway, carry on.
All right, this is a cute one. Would you rather have no leg or no arm?
No legs?
No arms.
No,
do you mean?
it's just one leg or one arm.
Oh, wait, what? The fuck? Wait, say the question again.
Would you rather have no leg or no arm? Not no legs and no arms. Just no leg and no arm.
So I lose one?
Yeah.
Okay, I can lose my left arm. That's fine.
I'll lose my left arm because I barely... Actually, no. I take that back. I'll lose my left leg.
You're not walking anywhere?
Because, like, I would normally, I'd be like, oh, I'll lose my left arm. I never use that. But if you actually take time out of your day to analyze how much you actually use both arms, you will be shocked. Like, I use my left arm a scary amount. Like, I never even realized how much I used it before. And then I actually started paying attention to my use of arms. I was like, holy shit, I actually use my left arm for a lot. I really need it. Whereas if I lost my left leg, I could just, like, well, first of all, I get disabled, like, benefits, obviously.
You can get disabled.
What the fuck?
And second of all,
yeah.
have you guys never heard of crutches?
Okay,
They're
they're
like-
hopping up a building without any
They're like the
up them stairs.
to me, I've used crutches before, like just for a laugh, and they are really fun. I like crutches.
Fun, but considering the world we do live in, it is a bit more easier to function with just one arm than it is.
But imagine being late for class. So I have one leg. Are you really gonna email my mum
It would
about being
probably
late?
move you to a school where it's like on one level and you have to go to new school.
Yeah. Like
Trust-
ableism for people who can't walk is so bad. Like
Yeah,
everywhere.
I guess
Zero.
so. I'd rather have no leg. Just saying.
It'll be
Okay.
sick.
Alright.
Like, what are you gonna do if you're outside a building that does?
I'll just
Like, what you gonna do then?
I'll just use my crutches.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Go enjoy that struggle, man.
Crutch power.
I'll be
power.
vibing while I walk with my one arm.
Yeah, you guys just go up the stairs and I'll go to the escalator. Haha. Or elevator. Oh.
Escalators everywhere though.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a hard time.
Well, I think I
And
would.
what if like the floor's slippery as you're trying to climb your stairs with your crutches?
No,
Yeah, it's raining. You slip. It happened.
I don't know. I
What
don't
you-
know. I guess I'll be in a wheelchair then. Fuck it.
No ramp. Sucks
Uh,
to suck.
Wee.
well, I
Sucks
guess.
to suck.
Well, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. All right.
Okay.
Next question.
Yeah.
Okay. What Madagascar characters are Star Wars characters?
Are you fucking kidding me? Like, two Star Wars questions.
Not Star
Man.
Wars so minimal.
Oh, okay.
Right. I'm gonna put up
Okay.
on my Google. So
King Julian as Darth Vader is something I would like to see.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
I would like to see it.
Alex is Luke Skywalker.
No. Alex is Han Solo.
Ooh, Marty would make a good Luke.
Yeah,
The zebra.
Marty's Luke.
Yeah, because Marty was like, I want to go to the wild the whole film, you know?
Yeah. I reckon. Well, Gloria's Princess Leia, obviously.
Wait, then wouldn't that make the giraffe Han then? They get together?
No, actually, yeah. Fuck. Wait, no. How about Princess Leia is that leopard that Alex falls in love with. You know, the Italian
In the
one.
third film.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Well,
what's Gloria? It, like R2D2 or some shit? Like,
yeah. Just the thick R2D2, basically.
honestly, I surprisingly know a lot more fiction. Wild.
Wait, then no, that can work because that means Melman can be C-3PO.
Oh,
Alright, cool.
All right.
Ship him.
I reckon Maurice. No, surely wouldn't Maurice be Darth Vader and King Julian would be Palpatine, the Emperor?
No, wait, because I feel like more making like King Julian is just like a figurehead.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
so.
Julian doesn't really have the brains.
Actually, no, wouldn't
Yeah.
wouldn't
So Maurice would be Palpatine.
wouldn't Makunga be Palpatine?
Makunga, fucking what the fuck?
Yeah, actually
Who's
no.
that again?
He's the
What?
evil lion who's basically a knockoff Scar from the Lion
Oh,
King.
him? Okay, yeah, but he's like he'd be like Boba Fett because of how irrelevant he is.
Who's Mort? No, Mort's a Jawa.
Oh my god.
Jar Jar Binks.
Jar Jar Bink. Yeah, he's Jar Jar.
Oh my god.
Who would Obi-Wan? Who's Obi-Wan?
Oh god. Who is smart in the Madagascar? I'm just thinking. Besides,
Alex's dad, Zuba.
I guess.
I get
Kind of.
because he's like the older figure that guides Alex. And...
He's-
Wait, then who'd be Yoda?
Actually-
This is a report.
Oh,
Who the
yeah.
fuck is Yoda? Who's Yoda then? The mom?
No.
Fucking-
No,
no,
no, the freaking bear. The bear.
Oh
From
yeah.
the third one? No.
Alright, well the third one is the best one, so you know.
Yeah, it really is. Honestly, that one scene where they played Katy Perry's fireworks.
Hmm. Okay, what about who's what other Star Wars characters are there?
I don't know. I haven't seen the film.
What ab-
Fucking.
What about Mace Windu? Who's Mace Windu?
Ah, fuck. Sounds like an evil person who's evil.
Makunga.
He's already Boba Fett. Wait.
Oh yeah, fuck.
The lady from the third film who tries to capture them.
Captain Dubois.
Oh
Yeah.
no, she needs to be something like. She needs to be like. Is that like another like super big baddie?
No
in
wait, she
Star
can
Wars?
she can be the clone troopers.
All of them.
Yeah, just a clone army of Captain Dubois.
One woman is just that whole army. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Cool, sick. Makes sense.
And then the stormtroopers can be the 4 fucking idiots that she
That-
is in charge of.
That she just fucking hangs around with. All right.
So every stormtrooper is just those 4.
The Frenchies. All right.
Like copy and pasted.
Yeah, pretty much. That's kind of it, isn't it? Are there any other Madagascar cast members?
I don't know. I think we've gone through them all.
There has to be one we're forgetting. Oh, the penguins. Who are the penguins?
Oh shit.
Wait, surely wouldn't Skipper be
Yoda.
be Yoda? Yeah.
Yeah, he's the smart one. Yeah, we'll
Then
forget about who.
Private is Baby Yoda. Then in that case,
Yeah. Okay. Who's
Rico.
Rico then?
Rico is the creepy old guy that the Mandalorian works with, voiced by Nick Nolte, and I guess that makes Kowalski the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
He's like a tall, ominous figure.
That's fun.
All right. Awesome.
Wow. All right, gang. I think we did it.
Next question.
Let's go.
This is the last
Let's
question.
go.
I should have made that the last question, but never mind. Okay. What is
End on a high note.
what is the worst / dumbest thing you've sent to / said in a group chat?
So we're just outing ourselves. All right, cool.
Well,
I can start.
Go
okay.
ahead.
Okay, cool. One time I had an argument with one, and I took screenshots to share, and I accidentally back to them.
Oh my
Yeah.
But you
Yeah,
accidentally
right.
what?
I took screenshots of an argument I had with someone, and then I accidentally sent it to them instead of the group chat I was trying to send to.
Ooh.
-5 brain cells, guys. Woo!
Clownery.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Did-
Smooth brain.
Did
is
those
what I have.
screenshots ever reach the group chat?
They did, and then is
It's a bit late at that point, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like,
no, because it was I said, she was like, guys, I just stupid. I was trying to send it to like a cousin, and I was like, oh shit.
Oh, okay. All right, you go
And
next.
I'm a failure, Mia.
All right, you go next, Mia.
I'm trying to think. It's not necessarily a message I sent per se.
If we're just doing
But-
stuff that revolves around a group chat, I'm sure that's fine.
It's
Yeah.
like in this group chat with people secondary school that we don't really like. And one of them added like some more people in the group chat from our secondary school and then said we should all meet up. And even though I'm the one who originally made that group chat back in like year 10, I made our other friend admin of the group chat and then left the chat forever.
Yeah.
So like, do you guys want to? Mia has left the chat.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
I didn't say bye, I just kind of left.
Jesus.
This is
Without even saying, yeah, I'd love to, but I'm just not going to.
just no explanation. Just
Oh dear. Oh dear.
They
spill
were-
the beans, dude.
Oh yeah, I guess it's my turn.
We've shamed ourselves. It's your turn.
Well, before I get into that, I just thought of a better answer for the Madagascar question.
God damn it.
All of the zebras are the clone troopers, not Captain Dubois.
Oh yeah.
All the
Yeah.
zebras from the second film.
That
Yeah,
makes
that's fab.
Yeah. Back to me, I guess. What's the worst, dumbest thing in a group chat? This isn't really that bad. It's just kind of like petty, and me and the people involved have like been over it for, like since it ended, basically. But this happened like 2.5 years ago. We were in a group chat, and then for some reason I can't remember what it was. It was definitely my fault, but I got in an argument with all the people in the group chat for some. Well, not all of them, but most of them. And they had this weird joke where we used a word "swep" or something, like SWEPP.
Swap. Like
Yes.
with this.
I have no idea where it came from, and we were like, "Yeah, it's the Lord Swep. We are the Swep group chat." And then I was pissed off with them. So what I did was I created a new group chat called the True Swep or something. And then I added the people that I wasn't pissed off with. And then one of them took a screenshot of what I'd done. And then they sent it to the group chat that I had since left. And their anger would have been justified. But the thing was literally, as soon as I'd created that new
The
group chat,
pettiness. Wow.
I'd instantly realized how petty it was. So I just renamed the group chat something else and then just left it. And I was like, you should all leave this group chat. This is really stupid. And then one of the guys I was angry at got back to me privately, showed me the screenshot and was like, bro, did you actually create a new group chat called the True Swep? And I was like, yeah, but the person who sent you that screenshot forgot to mention the fact that I instantly realized what a bad idea that was and then deleted it immediately afterwards. And then he was just like, okay, fair enough, I'm blocking you. And he blocked me. And then he unblocked me a few weeks later, and we've been friends ever since.
Fair enough, I'm blocking you.
Oh, it was so funny.
If
I was you, I would have kept the name.
Years. I mean, Swep is dead. It's literally dead. Like, Swep has been dead for a long time. Like, you know.
Times are moving.
Yeah, we've all forgotten about Swep.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure the guy who came up with the word Swep is now hated by those people as well, which is pretty funny. He wasn't the guy that privately messaged me saying, bro, did you actually come up with the new Swep? It was this other guy that came up with Swep, and now I'm pretty sure that they hate him, which is pretty funny.
Oh.
So, you know.
Wow. Oh, how
if you don't use names, it's okay. That's the rule. That's the rule.
That's okay. We've all done terrible things in our past.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
we've grown as people.
We're not even 20 yet, so it doesn't even really matter.
Made mistakes and I plan on making more.
Yep.
Woo!
As long as you didn't rape anybody or kill anyone, it is perfectly reasonable.
That's such a low bar. Wow.
Except for what films illegally.
Yes, of course.
Oh my god.
Minimal crimes committed.
And with that, I believe it is over.
Okay. Well, it's been lovely.
Yes, it has.
It's been real.
Yeah, it's been real.
It's been real.
Do you guys have anything you'd like to shout out or promote or whatever?
Watch Umbrella Academy.
Oh yeah, season 2 is coming out. It's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Love
follow
it.
my Instagram. Klaus is my kind of white boy. Thank you.
Amazing.
Of course.
I have an art account. Follow me at Faisa at work.
Yeah,
That's not my actual last name.
I'll leave the socials in the description, of course.
Woo!
Mine and theirs. Well, probably not mine, but I'll leave you guys' socials. I'm not very active on social media, so what's the fucking point?
That's valid.
Yeah, fair point.
Yeah, it's been fun. You guys want to say goodbye?
Bye.
All right, bye.
Don't pay your taxes.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.